Ugh, the outside of my house needs a total makeover. The siding is faded, the gutters are falling off, and the roof is leaking.
What is that falling from the sky?
Super Busky!
Who are you?
Super Busky!
Excuse me?
I'm here to tell you, Bresky Siding and Building Repair can fix your house in no time. All you have to do is call my dad, and your house will look as good as new.
Call me, Derek Bresky, at Bresky Siding and Building Repair today.
You've known Hard Rock for decades, but Hard Rock Bet is Michigan's newest casino app. And what you see when you sign up is actually what you get.
If you're not up money after 24 hours of playing slots, you'll get up to $1,000 back in casino bonus to play again.
Plus 200 bonus spins on Huff and More Puff. Wins paid in cash, no catch.
Hard Rock Bet Casino, now in Michigan. Roll with us. Offered by Seminole Hard Rock Digital LLC. All rewards issued as non-withdrawable site credits. Must be 21 plus and present in Michigan to play. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's the most wonderful time to save big with the Great Lakes Loons. The Loon Loft Team Store is celebrating 12 days of deals, December 4th through 15th. From discounts on fan gear and apparel to stocking stuffers and holiday exclusives, there's a new reason to shop every day. Follow the Loons on social media or visit loons.com to see each day's deals. Hurry, the 12 days of deals won't last long.
When you want NFL football on the radio.
It is another defensive touchdown. Wow, he got hammered, dude.
You know where to turn.
Let's go. Come on.
This week is no different.
Somebody go make a play. We can never lose our competitiveness.
Thursday night football is here.
Back-to-back Thursdays with the Lions on the Mitt. Ford Field sees Detroit and Dallas tonight. Coverage at 7:30, presented by Ace Hardware, downtown Midland.
Right here on Sports Radio 100.9, The Mitt. This is more than just a lineup. It's a daily ritual for the die-hard Michigan sports fans. At 6 a.m., Anthony Bellino wakes up the state with Spin on Sports.
I do not believe it.
At 9, the Ben Bosscher Show is appointment listening hosted here in the Great Lakes Bay region.
I would like to buy some Casey Mize stock.
America's Best takes over at noon. The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
Well, what about Patrick Mahomes?
And at 3, Bill Simonson brings it home on The Huge Show. Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt, for the most passionate fans in Michigan. We're in your town, your school, your huddle. 100.9 The Mitt is here for sports fans in the Great Lakes Bay region. From the hardwoods of Saginaw to Midland's Friday Night Lights. From the streets of Bay City to Freeland, Frankenmuth, and Hemlock. We roll through Beaverton, Auburn, Pinconning, Essexville, and Shepherd. All the way to Gladwin, Birch Run, Coleman, and Bridgeport. This is your sports station. High school, college, NFL, the Loons. It's all right here. 100.9 The Mitt, Mid-Michigan sports leader. From the Blazy Electric Studios, this is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt, WLUN, Pinconning, Bay City, Saginaw, Midland. Michigan sports aren't just a game, they're a way of life. And now we've got a show dedicated to die-hard sports fans like you. Hosted by a guy who's borderline obsessed with the wins and losses of all your favorite teams.
He's crazy.
Every weekday morning from 9 to noon, Ben Bosscher brings you the talk that matters. The teams, the stories, and the players you care about most. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair.
Remember that.
Hello. It's game day here in the great state of Michigan. Detroit Lions going up against those Dallas Cowboys. Tonight, Thursday Night Football, Amazon Prime, live right here on 100.9 The Mid as well. Hope everyone's having a good Thursday so far. We sit here and pray to God that the Lions are able to pull out a victory today, because I think it's safe to say the season is officially on the line. We've made it very clear this week on the show. They've got to go 4-1 to even give themselves a chance to make it into the postseason. 9 wins ain't going to cut it this year. San Fran's already at 9 wins. 10 wins isn't going to cut it this year. San Fran's at 9 wins right now, and they're the very last seed in the NFC wildcard race. Kyle, I was looking at the standings this morning. Isn't it bizarre that the last wildcard team in and the first place team in the NFC, the Chicago Bears have the same amount of wins. This is a stacked year for the NFC.
That is actually super wild to think about. It's a big year, man. Lions got to go 4-1. It all starts tonight.
And not to be Mr. Doom and Gloom, not to be the villain, I think I can look myself in the mirror and say I've done a pretty good job of telling our audience, speaking in this microphone, exactly how I feel and what I think about this Lions team on a week-to-week basis. And I would say for the past 3 years, whether it was on this show or the previous show we were doing at 6 p.m., I have been primarily optimistic when it comes to this team. That has all shifted since Thanksgiving. I do not have a ton of faith going into this Lions game tonight against the Cowboys, specifically this matchup against Dak Prescott and arguably the best wide receiver duo in the NFL. If it's not first, it's second in the first-place team you got to face next week in the LA Rams. I don't really understand how the Lions are going to stop that. They can't get after the quarterback right now. Their secondary's banged up yet again. Teron Arnold's going to miss this. Kirby Joseph's going to miss his 6th straight game. And suddenly I'm like, okay, is Dak going to have 500 yards tonight? But I start to talk myself into, what do the Lions have to do to win today? And I start thinking about it last night, like, okay, there's just no way the Lions are this bad of a team. There's no way they're going to lose 3 straight games, Thanksgiving and this Dallas game and then the Rams next week. There's no way. And then the injury report comes out. I'm like, oh my God. This is just, like, I don't mean to sit here and make injuries an excuse because every NFL team is banged up. But if Amon-Ra's not able to go tonight, it sounds like this is a total game time decision. If Amon-Ra's not able to go tonight and Jameson Williams is suddenly the wide receiver 1, I have no doubt in my mind that by the time the game is done, he's going to have, like, if you look at the box score, Jameson Williams is going to appear to have a really good game. I'm sure of it. He will put up the yards. He will put up the receptions. He'll probably even score a touchdown. But with no Laporta and no Amon-Ra, I just don't think it's enough, and I don't think he's someone you can rely on to run your offense through for 4 straight quarters. Now, luckily, they have Jahmyr Gibbs. Luckily, they have David Montgomery to kind of mix in the run game a little bit. But they haven't shown the ability to run the football against good run defenses all season long, and suddenly Dallas looks like a pretty good run defense ever since the trade deadline when they bring in Logan Smith, the linebacker, Quinnen Williams, the defensive tackle, who can also get after the quarterback a little bit. It's kind of unlocked Kenny Clark, the guy that got back from Green Bay. That's all of a sudden scary. Again, they still don't have Kirby Joseph, which, I mean, did we ever think it would come to this? Like missing 6 weeks, even though he didn't hit IR. Now all of a sudden there's some, scary rumors out there. And they're just rumors at the end of the day, but some scary rumors that, hey, this is something that's just kind of going to be with Kirby Joseph the rest of his career. Okay, that's super concerning. Some of the comments he's made about his knee in the past 7 days have been super concerning, even though he returned to practice Monday, didn't practice yesterday. He's already been ruled out for this one.
Yeah.
They don't have Brock Wright. They don't have Shane Zylstra. It's Ross Dwelly running out there at tight end again. So, look, guys, and then you get into the guys who are questionable, and it's, Amon-Ra, who's going to be a game-time decision. Coyote, their left guard. If he isn't able to go, all of a sudden you're asking Miles Frazier, a rookie who's never started or played in an NFL game, to start at left tackle, which gives you even more concerns. Penei Sewell and Taylor Decker are both questionable, which I assume they're both going to play, but Brian Branch is on the injury report too. Like, the injuries have now just become an additional thing that I'm worried about going into this Dallas game, and I almost wonder if, with everything that's going on, are the injuries also something that maybe are just a little bit too much to overcome right now? I mean, for crying out loud, I think their second best, third best player on the entire team in St. Brown is going to be out in this one more than likely.
Which is something that the Lions haven't had to do yet this season. They've had all these injuries on defense, and that's been something that they have done a solid job to overcome, I would say, with the amount of injuries they've had on defense this year. I think they've had specific games where the entire secondary has been wiped out, and they've held their own. But now you add that in the fact they're still having those injuries on defense. Kirby Joseph still isn't back. Terry Arnold's now he's out.
He's just done for the year.
Right. Now you add in the fact that they have these injuries on offense. Like the Laporta thing, obviously we've talked about that, how that feels like it might have been the turning point injury of the season. Well, even his backup, Brock Wright's out.
Who's a good backup?
Right,
the
exactly.
guy they paid to be here.
he catches passes even when Sam Laporta plays. And he's a tremendous blocking tight end. And he's out there in a lot of times in big formations. And so now he's out. Obviously, he didn't play against Green Bay either.
And secretly, like, their third tight end, Shane Zylstra, has been out the entire season as well.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, most Lions fans probably don't even know who the starting tight end is going to be tonight in Ross Dwelly. Probably never heard that name in their lives. Maybe Thursday on Thanksgiving was the first time. And so you add that in with the fact that now they are actually having the biggest injury miss of the season, potentially. I know that there's still a chance that St. Brown suits up for this game, and I wouldn't be shocked if he did because we just know that he's kind of that tough guy that plays through stuff. But they have not had an injury as substantial as Amon-Ra St. Brown not playing in a game this season. And they potentially are dealing with that tonight on the flip side when you're facing two tremendous wide receivers. Not having your number one playmaker in the pass game is going to be something that really makes it hard to believe the Lions are going to put up enough points to win this game.
I'm working off the assumption that he's not playing, and if he is, it's a pleasant surprise. I'm not going to sit here the entire show and even after the show leading up until 8 o'clock hoping and thinking and getting in my head that he's going to play only to be disappointed. He hasn't practiced at all this week. It always kind of seemed like it was going to be a long shot. They're leaving it up to a game time decision, but I don't know. It just seems unlikely that he's going to be going tonight. And if he does, he's certainly not going to be 100%.
Right.
Decoy-esque level player out there, which Amon-Ra as a decoy is probably still better than 80% of the receivers in the NFL. Even him just running the routes, I think, is going to unlock Jameson Williams. But again, like, I think Jamo's going to be able to put up the stats. It's just a matter of, is anyone else going to be able to step up? Because Khalif Raymond's still out, too, with his ankle injury. You're legitimately looking at Isaac Tesla as the wide receiver
Tom
2
Kennedy
on this team.
Is legit going to be getting run again this week.
Which doesn't make me feel comfortable.
Agreed. You would rather, if St. Brown is ever going to have to be out for a game, you would want it to be against a bad pass defense rather than a good pass defense where you really need your safety blanket and top receiver to step up against this really good secondary. So that's the one part that makes you feel a little bit better. Like, you feel that the Lions should be able to pass the football tonight no matter who's out there. But without St. Brown, I mean, obviously you're just going to feel worse in general.
And on the flip side of things, you're going up against a Detroit Lions certified killer, a Lion hunter in CeeDee Lamb. Do you want to guess how many yards per game this guy's averaging against the Lions in 3 career games?
Well, I know for a fact the game that, obviously the infamous Lions-Cowboys game, the Decker and Dan Skipper situation.
We don't talk about that.
In that game, though, CeeDee Lamb had 200-plus yards because he had the 90-some-yard touchdown at the beginning of the game. So I'm going to say on average in 3 games, he's got to be averaging like 150 at least.
It's 128.
Oh, okay.
Still ridiculous.
It's still ridiculous.
8 reception average, 128-yard average. Has only scored 1 touchdown against the Lions in his career, but that's a guy that you have to be terrified against if he's by himself. And now all of a sudden, I mean, if you're a fantasy player, you know who I'm about to bring up. George Pickens has emerged as one of the best wide receiver 2s, or I guess 1Bs, in the NFL in 2025. You got to deal with both of these guys now. I don't know how they're going to stop this passing offense. That is by far the number one thing I'm the most concerned about going into tonight. Does Dak Prescott throw for 350 yards against the Lions? Because if it feels like if the Lions are able to put up points, and this thing does get into a shootout, I have a really hard time envisioning this Lions team getting stops. If Aiden Hutchinson's going to keep playing the way that he has for the last month, they need the beginning of the year, Aiden Hutchinson, to come through in this game, or else I don't think they're going to have a chance.
Yeah, totally. I mean, and this is kind of a vengeance type. I know I say that term a lot to be a little bit like as a joke, but we all know what happened to Aiden Hutchinson last time the Lions played the Cowboys. You know, it was not a fun day for us Lions fans despite that giant blowout. So if there was ever any need for him to kind of get his get back, the Lions hate the Cowboys, man.
Oh, they hate them.
They hate these guys.
Dan Campbell hates
the Cowboys. Yeah, like I know we talk about like the Lions and the Packers. They have this huge rivalry where they hate each other. I think that's fair. I don't think the Cowboys have anything against the Lions. I don't really even think the Lions players have that much against the Cowboys, but Dan Campbell specifically despises Dallas.
Last year versus Dallas was one of those games where you truly felt like they were just toying around with the other team. The game was over in the second quarter, and Dan Campbell was just so relentless, like, yeah, we're pulling out every trick play. We're putting up as many points as humanly possible against this team. They end up winning 47-9. it was a massacre on behalf of Dan Campbell and the Dallas Cowboys. And now you come into this game, and suddenly it's a lot on the line for both teams. I don't think either team can afford a loss here. So the fact that they get to play on a Thursday, an island game, this is one of the best Thursday night games of the year. This is one of the biggest Lions games of the year. It's going to be one of the biggest Cowboys games of the year. Two of the biggest draws there are in the NFL, just in terms of bringing in the ratings. I'm very excited for tonight's game, but I'd be lying if I told you I wasn't a little bit nervous. How are you feeling going into this Lions game in one word? One word. Mine is nervous. Really nervous. Kyle, yours?
I mean, you kind of took mine. I'll just do a synonym. Worried.
Yeah, that might be even better. What's yours? 989-837-6125. That's the number of the MIT messages. We got our YouTube chat as well. We'll peek in there eventually. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The MIT. Biggest Lions game of the year happening tonight. You guys can listen right here on 100.9 The MIT. 9 o'clock hour, as always, is brought to you by Iron Stack Technologies. Strong businesses, well, they need strong tech, and that's where Iron Stack Technologies comes in. Locally owned in Midland, they keep your IT rock solid from cybersecurity to cloud services and everything in between. Think of them as like an invisible backbone to your business. No capes, just smarter solutions. Whether you're a small shop or growing company, Iron Stack makes sure your tech doesn't crumble under pressure. Iron Stack Technologies, strong, steady, and built to keep you moving forward.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Myth. Is your business protected, connected, and running at full speed? At Iron Stack Technology, they provide rock-solid IT solutions, cybersecurity, and support tailored for small and mid-sized businesses. From managed services to cloud migration and 24/7 monitoring, they've got your back so you can focus on what matters most, growing your business. Visit IronStackTechnology.com today and build your IT on a foundation of strength. Iron Stack Technology, IT that works as hard as you do.
Hey Midland, join the Silver Sneakers and Renew Active programs at the Midland Community Center, where fitness for seniors is fun and free. With Silver Sneakers and Renew Active, seniors 65 and older enjoy access to Greater Midland Community Center, North Family Center, and Coleman Family Center, all at no extra cost with eligible Medicare Advantage plans. Dive into all group fitness classes, exclusive Silver Sneakers classes, and our Greater Midland Walking Club. Get moving with Silver Sneakers and Renew Active at the Midland Community Center.
When you want NFL football on the radio.
It is another defensive touchdown. Wow, he got hammered, dude.
You know where to turn.
Let's go. Come on.
This week is no different.
Somebody go make a play. We can never lose our competitiveness.
Thursday night football is here.
Back-to-back Thursdays with the Lions on the Mitt. Ford Field sees Detroit and Dallas tonight. Coverage at 7:30, presented by Ace Hardware, downtown Midland.
Right here on Sports Radio 100.9, The Mitt. Scrolling? Make it count. Want local sports content that actually matters? Yeah. 100.9 The Mitt is loaded with local highlights, viral plays, breaking sports news, and takes you can't get enough of.
It's hot.
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube today, and you'll never be out of the loop on the Lions, Tigers, Pistons, Red Wings, Michigan, Michigan State, and even the biggest stories in high school sports in the Great Lakes Bay region. 100.9 The Mitt, Mid-Michigan's sports leader. From Midland to Bay City, Saginaw to Sanford, from Frankenmuth, Freeland, and Hemlock to Auburn, Essexville, and Pinconning, 100.9 The Mid is the heartbeat of the Great Lakes Bay region, and proud of it. We're your home for local sports, local stories, and local pride. Whether you're in Birch Run, Beaverton, Gladwin, Chesaning, or Coleman, football, basketball, hockey, Spartans, NFL, Loons, all right here. 100.9 The Mid, Mid-Michigan's sports leader.
Why are interscholastic sports called the last classroom of the day? Because they teach students important life lessons like teamwork, accountability, and perseverance. School sports are so much more than a game. They're about developing the whole person. That's why they're an essential part of every student's education.
Encourage your student to participate in the last classroom of the day. Interscholastic sports in Michigan. This message presented by the MHSAA and the Michigan Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Myth.
989-837-6125. Welcome back in. One word to describe how you're feeling about this Lions game heading into tonight against Dallas. I'd say it's the biggest Lions game of the season. We both chose words that are pretty similar to each other. I said nervous. Kyle said worried. Season's on the line. If you lose this game, you basically have to be an undefeated team for the last 4 weeks, and in those games, you got to play the first place Bears. You got to play the Rams, who are perhaps, in my opinion, the best team in the NFL. You got to play the Steelers, got to play the Vikings. Not as worried about those last two, but going 4 straight games without a loss in this league, especially this season when it feels like, both conferences are maybe as wide open as they've ever been. It just feels like a very difficult task, and you want to be able to pick up a win tonight to avoid having to go undefeated the rest of the way. So what is your word? 989-837-6125. In the meantime, this Kirby Joseph thing has gotten just about out of control when it comes to this injury, what people are saying about it, some of the reactions that he gave to the media. I don't know if you saw this quote from this week, but someone asked him, hey, what's going on with your knee? And his reply was, my knee's messed up. The reporter said, how do you fix it at this point? He said, you don't. You just keep your faith. That is extremely concerning. The fact that he never got put on IR and still has not played is extremely concerning. And from my understanding on this injury, this is some wear and tear damage that isn't really reversible. That's not to say he can't get a procedure done this offseason and clean it up and manage the pain a little bit, but it sounds like this is some wear and tear damage that it's semi-irreversible, and he's going to have to learn to play a little differently the rest of his career. It's not like this is an ACL where you intact it and you're back to normal after you do some rehab. This is like either a bone bruise is the word that Dan Campbell used. I saw some cartilage being thrown around, like some wear and tear on that, which doesn't grow back. I don't know at this point whether or not this is going to affect the rest of his career. And the fact that I don't know is seriously concerning if I'm a Kirby Joseph fan, which I guess we all are.
And it's not only that you don't know, I would say the Lions probably don't know too, right? I mean, based
Clearly.
on they didn't put him on IR, and they faced reality with both Sam Laporta and Terry and Arnold. Maybe they could come back in a couple weeks, but no, they just put him on IR because they kind of knew what the situation was.
I will jump in and say there's only 8 spots that you can put on IR and bring someone back throughout the season. So that might have something to do with it if they thought he could come back sooner than 4 weeks. But still, you're right. There's no way they thought he was going to be out this long.
Right, exactly. And so clearly there's a little bit of a question mark going on with this situation, not just with the fan base, but inside the building as well, which that's probably the most concerning part of it all.
Kirby Joseph's 24 years old. And again, this doesn't seem like something that's just going to go away this offseason. It might be able to have a procedure, but if your knee has that sort of damage to it, and I'm not a doctor, so I guess I'm speaking a little bit out of my expertise, but reading up on it, it kind of just seems like, hey, yeah, you can get a procedure to clean it up this offseason, but there's a chance he starts playing again and it just kind of flares back up, and that's just kind of the story of Kirby Joseph's knee, and perhaps in a worst-case scenario, the story of Kirby Joseph's career. I'm not suggesting he's going to retire or anything like that, but this isn't going away, I don't think. This is something that's going to affect him for a while based on everything I've read about this, which you don't feel great about as a Lions fan with it being one of the guys that got the long-term deal.
I mean, are we at the point now where we kind of have to not stop, but just at least we can't rely on him to come back this season?
I still think he's coming back at some point this year.
You would assume, right?
I think the reason that he's not back yet is we know that as soon as he steps back onto the field, this thing's going to get worse.
Right. And they're just kind of pushing that back further and further.
But, Kyle, if they lose tonight's game...
Right, then they have to, yeah.
I guess I am open to the idea of maybe he doesn't come back this year, because then, okay, perhaps he did practice on Monday, didn't practice on Tuesday. I don't know if that was a setback or a management, a load management thing. But if they lose tonight and he's still not ready to go for the Rams game, and then they lose the Rams game, why bring him back at all?
But I thought the opposite when you said if they lose tonight. If they lose tonight, you have to bring him back next week. You have to win the rest of your games,
But then what? Let's say they win tonight, they bring him back for the Rams, and then he loses, and then they lose. And then he's just done for the year?
Oh, you're saying if they lose both games, you're saying?
No, I'm saying if they win tonight and then he comes back against the Rams and they lose the Rams game. I guess.
We said they had to
no,
go 4-1.
Yeah, your season's still alive. Yeah.
Obviously, like, they do have to look a little bit big picture here. They paid the guy. Like, they do need to prioritize his future with the team, not just this season. But at the end of the day, this season is in jeopardy of them missing the playoffs, and he is one of the most important players on the team. If he is anywhat able to go at some point across the next couple weeks, you have to give it a shot. He's been out for way too long to not be on IR as well, so that means they clearly want to bring him back as well.
He hasn't played since the Chiefs game, and in that Chiefs game, he played, he was questionable, he missed time before that, comes back, tries to make his return from the knee injury.
It was an ugly injury in that Chiefs game as well.
Yes, so he has the knee injury, comes back against the Chiefs, gets a different injury, still ends up playing in that game, but just was awful. Like, very uncharacteristic, missed 4 tackles. That was a career high. I don't think he had ever had 2 missed tackles in a game. Very solid run defender, but, was a borderline liability out there in that game.
Clearly playing injured, yes.
I am very curious to see the story that comes out at some point when the Lions season is over about what is truly going on with Kirby Joseph's knee, because the Lions do a very good job of keeping things under wraps. You don't really find out about a lot of this stuff during the season. Someone's going to figure out what's going on with Kirby Joseph's knee at some point during the offseason, and we're going to get a detailed explanation because, I'm not really going to be surprised if this is something that's just been nagging on for, we know it's been a thing since training camp. I'm not going to be surprised if this is something that's been going on for years and years and years, and it's just kind of been a lingering, my knee doesn't feel great right now, but, I can play. It's fine. And it just progressively got worse to the point where this season was just the straw that broke the camel's back on it.
And it's another Lions secondary player that they drafted with injury concerns.
Yeah. Oh, if it goes all the way back to college,
well, that's what they're saying.
Which I guess I'm not going to be shocked about.
Right? I mean, it could obviously maybe they probably would have known about that, so that's probably a little bit of a stretch. But
unless this is just a annoying thing that lingered around since college, and he just never told anybody about it because it never affected his play. It was just something that it's kind of goofy down there. I'm not going to be surprised at anything at this point. This has been handled in a very bizarre manner. The fact that there has not been a diagnosis, the fact that he wasn't put on IR tells me that the Lions training staff didn't initially diagnose this right or didn't initially know exactly what was wrong. They thought it was just flaring up. There's just some aggravation there. No, I think there's some real damage to this guy's knee that maybe isn't recoverable to the point that he was as a rookie, the point that he was 2 years ago. It feels like the damage has been done to his knee, and that really worries me for his career.
Totally, and it sucks because they need him more than ever at this point in the season. They really do truly miss a playmaker on defense, and so
even in all the losses, they've been one play away on
Exactly.
defense every single time from changing the exact same game. He's that player, even more so than Hutchinson, in my opinion.
Consistently does. Yeah, I mean, he makes game-changing plays on a consistent basis.
Even if it's only one huge play, I think Brian Branch makes more plays throughout the course of the 60-minute game. But Kirby Joseph's one play is probably going to be more impactful.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, if you had to put fake odds on it of him coming back this season, where as far as you feeling confidence-wise, do you think that he actually comes back?
I think it's even odds.
Yeah.
The fact that he practiced on Monday I thought was encouraging.
Sure, that's a good point.
But
maybe
how does he come
week,
back is the bigger question. Is he Kirby
after the
Joseph?
Dallas game? Right, yeah. I mean, that's obviously the most important thing.
Is he Kirby Joseph or is he Jerby Joseph, the guy that we saw against Kansas City? Because that guy was a liability. They couldn't have that guy out there. And then they shut him down immediately after that, and he hasn't been back since. Real concerning stuff. So he's still out of the lineup. Amon-Ra questionable tonight. Sam Laporta and
honestly, yeah.
Yeah, Brock Laporta's not playing tonight. It's going to be Ross Dwelly. They're dealing with a ton of injuries here. Khalif Raymond's still out. Jameson Williams really set to be the wide receiver one here. So
that's
part of the reason I'm worried.
I know this is a little bit off topic, but could this be like the Isaac Tesla, potentially where they show why they drafted this guy game? I'm not predicting that, but does it have the potential to be at least? If St. Brown is out, you're facing a bad pass defense, he's going to be out there for a ton of snaps.
He can't get open. That's my biggest worry with Isaac Tesla. He makes these incredible catches, and I have no question he can win a 50-50 ball in this league. He can't get himself open. That's the most concerning part to me.
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, they're going to need him to make a couple plays tonight. What do you know his, like, what do you think his over-under on receptions is?
Receptions?
It'd have to be like 1.5, right?
2.5, yeah. I would guess probably 2.5. I can double-check it really quick, but...
Because that's someone who's going to need to make a couple plays at some point tonight.
Oh, they absolutely need him to, yeah.
989-837-6125. We'll hit the news when we come back. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, live here on 100.9 The Mitt. We'll be right back with the news.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
Suit up, Sea Captain. At Dive and Glide in Midland, we've got all the gear you need to make a splash. Flippers that fit like a glove, masks that show you the underwater magic, and tanks ready to fuel your next adventure. Whether you're snorkeling the local lakes or dreaming of ocean depths, Dive and Glide has your back and your fins. Find us on Cambridge Street or swim over to diveandglideinc.com. Dive and Glide, making waves one splash at a time so you can dive deeper than ever before.
At Scott Family Dental, we treat every patient like family because it's in our name. Our office culture is built on trust, comfort, and care, just like you'd want for your own loved ones. We don't sign contracts with insurance companies, so we can offer the highest quality dental care without compromise. That means your treatment is based on what's best for you, not an insurance plan. Scott Family Dental, compassionate care, lasting smiles.
Visit scottfamdental.com to schedule today.
That ball is gone. And if you want to hit one out of the park for Midland, listen up. The Midland Area Community Foundation just launched something special, the Wavemakers Society.
The Wavemakers Society is how the Midland Area Community Foundation brings people together to invest in our community's future. It's about creating ripples of generosity that grow into waves of lasting change. When we all give a little with intention, we build permanent community capital that supports Midland's greatest needs now and for generations to come.
That's a game changer. Step up to the plate and join the team shaping Midland's future.
Learn more at midlandfoundation.org.
Make waves. Create ripples. Shape Midland's future today.
He got him! That's 3 of them!
The Great Lakes Bay Region's home for Spartans basketball.
How about a big noon tip-off? Saturday, MSU hosts the Duke Blue Devils at the Breslin Center. Coverage starts at 11 a.m., presented by Weiss Equipment.
Every MSU game all season long.
It's so fun to hear people chanting.
Right here on Sports Radio 100.9.
The Mitt.
The Mitt.
I'm Ben Bosscher, and here's what I think. I think the Pistons are real contenders to win the Eastern Conference if they make a trade and are going to be the third 60-win team in franchise history. I think the inevitable collision between Dusty May, Tom Izzo, Michigan, and Michigan State is going to be one of the most epic clashes we see in college basketball all season long. I think if the Tigers decide to trade Tarek Skubal, I'm not going to be a fan of them anymore. And I think if you agree or disagree with anything I just said, you should tune into the Ben Bosscher Show weekdays from 9 to noon on 100.9 The Mitt.
You want sports takes? You want local voices that own the mic? Yeah. We've got them on Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. It kicks off at 6 a.m. with Anthony Bellino on Spin on Sports.
Rise and shine.
From 9 to noon, don't miss Michigan's newest sports show, The Ben Bosscher Show.
Hey, remember that.
At noon, you get America's smartest sports takes, The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
I want Shador to play.
And at 3, the one and only Bill Simonson and The Huge Show. This is where real fans stay locked in. 100.9 The Mitt.
Attention high school sports fans, are you an armchair official? You know, the parent or fan who constantly yells at the referees and loves to let everyone know just how bad you think they are. Well, if you think you could do better, then get in the game and prove it. It's time for you to suit up and make the calls where they actually count. Every sport in Michigan needs more officials. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
989-837-6125. That's the number in the Mint message line that you guys can text into. Give us a score prediction for the Lions game tonight. Also, one word to describe how you're feeling going into this. Nervous, worried. Those are Kyle and I's. We're real optimistic today. I feel like typically we are optimistic with this Lions team. Like for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
I personally feel like I've been over the top giving this team the benefit of the doubt. But I put that on the line on Thanksgiving,
right,
and they didn't come through.
And it feels like you really can't go back to that now.
No, that was a point of no return. I crossed the street, and now I'm looking at a highway 5 p.m. in a major city. Like, there's no way I'm going back.
I do have a sense of false confidence, though, for sure.
Explain.
Like, I truly do think that this, if you look at the game plan and you look at the matchup, yes, there's not a lot of reasons to be like, oh, Lions are going to win. But I just have the false confidence feeling that they're going to based on this. One, they don't lose 2 games in a row under Dan Campbell. 2, they hate Dallas. Dan Campbell hates Dallas. And the Cowboys have been on this, like, big-time run lately, and they're the Cowboys. Like, you know, what is this?
That means they're a good regular season team.
This is gonna continue.
Yeah,
like
until the playoffs roll around.
A lot of the non-football factors, I think, are the reasons why I have a sense of false confidence. Which sometimes that stuff plays. I don't know if it's going to tonight. Hopefully, it does for the Lions fans. And it's on Thursday Night Football. We see a lot of weird outcomes on Thursday Night Football. I think there's a lot of things that play into this.
But I think this might be the lone Thursday night game of the year, and maybe week 1 too, which week 1's kind of its own animal, where the Thursday night wonkiness rule doesn't necessarily apply because it's
regular rest.
Because it's regular rest, yeah. Right. Both teams off of 7 days rest, unlike the normal Thursday where it's 3 days of rest, and yeah, that's when all the crazy stuff happens.
True.
But this is like semi of a normal game, other than the fact that it's on a Thursday instead of a Sunday. I'm excited for the Amazon Prime coverage tonight, though. Hopefully we get awake Al Michaels tonight. I don't know how we wouldn't. This guy's one of the best Thursday night games of the year.
This is an awesome one.
All right, let's hit the news.
The Mits Morning Catch.
All right, let's get right into the news, Ben. I know you're feeling holly jolly in the Christmas spirit.
Always.
So if you're looking to do something tonight, let's take a look at the community calendar presented by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. A ton going on in the month of December in downtown Midland to celebrate the holiday season. Tonight, a Jingle Bell fun run or a walk, if you want to just walk it as well. You're encouraged to wear your festive gear. It's happening downtown on the corner of McDonald and Main starting at 6:30. So if you're looking to get a little bit of exercise in the cold in your festive gear, check it out.
So I actually don't have any Christmas clothing.
I have one like meme ugly sweater Christmas one.
I need to go get one.
You can get them like super cheap. Yeah.
Where?
Just go to any like a thrift store or like a Marshall's, that type of store.
Okay.
They have them cheap.
Good to know.
Because I have a funny one. But yeah, if you're looking to do that, check that out. All right, last night the Pistons lose against the banged-up Bucks, 113-109. Man, what a tough loss for Detroit. Because Giannis Antetokounmpo, who we had kind of discussed as, man, this is a good-time matchup for the Pistons to face Giannis finally. Well, he gets injured like right away in this game, a non-contact calf injury. They have ruled it as a calf strain, but he's sent for an MRI today. This also came out the same day as Giannis Antetokounmpo, and the Bucks reportedly are discussing their future, and Giannis seems like he actually might be ready to finally ask out of Milwaukee.
So, first of all, they brought him back from a calf injury, like way too early. Everyone says the calf injury is 1 to 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. Unless you want him to tear his Achilles, you should be keeping these guys out for a month. With the Bucks, they bring him back way early. What, his second game back? Is that his third game back?
Third, I think, yeah.
Third game back, hurts his calf again. The Bucks should be, like, super thankful that nothing worse happened. He can't play for a month. Like, you have to let his calf get back to 110% unless you want to risk the idea of a much more severe injury. That's on that side of things. Grand scheme of things, calf injuries, keep him out for much longer. On the other side of things, yeah, it does feel real now that there is some smoke. Where there's smoke, there's fire. And there's been a lot of smoke that Giannis is going to ask out of Milwaukee. And yesterday, you had a couple national guys kind of putting the tea leaves out there that this is going to happen. It hasn't officially happened yet, but it sounds like that's where this is headed with the Bucks struggling. Yeah, it sounds like this is happening with all the Bucs struggles. I think the Pistons are on the short list of teams that can actually go make a deal for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now, it's going to cost an arm and a leg and maybe some more, but they are on the list. And in this Eastern Conference, I think they can win it without him. In this Eastern Conference, having him on the team, I don't think guarantees them go to the finals. But, man, you start kicking that can around, you know? So let's just put a pin on that for now because it's a Lions Day. But don't forget about it.
It just is pretty unfortunate, though, that he gets hurt the day that comes out, obviously. But obviously we buried the lead. The Pistons lose to the Bucs, and really a bad loss for the Pistons, to be completely frank. They're up by like 20 points super early in this game, and the Bucs came all the way back and won it. Tonight, Red Wings, they take on the Blue Jackets at 7:30, looking to get another win coming off of their nice one that they had the other night against the Bruins.
Love it.
Okay, more news on this Lane Kiffin situation because this has just continued to get weirder and weirder.
This is like a movie.
It is, yeah, and I don't know if it'll truly ever end. The Ole Miss athletic director, Keith Carter, is disputing the several claims made by Lane Kiffin basically about the timing about when Kiffin was informed he couldn't coach the team in the postseason. As most people know, Lane Kiffin kind of said, hey, look, I wanted to coach Ole Miss throughout the college football playoff. LSU said I could. I wanted to be able to. And the AD of Ole Miss was the one that was like, no, why would we let you coach our team? And which I think is fair from both sides, honestly. By the way, the offensive coordinator of Ole Miss, who is leaving to join Lane Kiffin at LSU, is going to continue to coach Ole Miss throughout the college football playoff. But just this mess continues. The AD is basically saying, I never told Lane Kiffin he couldn't coach in the postseason. So, all over the place.
The whole world is kind of rooting for Ole Miss, right? How can you not?
It would be such a crazy cool story. Like, it's not going to happen, I feel like.
No, I think I'm going to be betting against them no matter who they're playing.
They're the best first-round matchup, for sure. But, wow, if they were able to go on a run and go to the national championship game or something, even the semifinals, how awesome would that be? Just a crazy cool story.
I think I'm rooting for it, for sure. Yeah. I don't know how I don't have any ties to any of the teams that are in the college football playoffs, so why not?
I feel like for me personally, I was kind of always rooting for Ole Miss just because, like, Trinidad Chambliss comes from Ferris State. Like, that's pretty cool. The state of Michigan, he's a Michigan kid. Like,
Lane Kiffin's also just entertaining.
Yeah, exactly. And so I was kind of already rooting for them. Now the situation has gotten so weird where I think, like you said, most of America is. So we'll continue to monitor that. More college football news. This morning, 5-star running back incoming commit Savion Hyder, some considered by the top running back in the 2026 class, has officially signed with the Michigan Wolverines. He delayed his signing yesterday, so there was a little bit of speculation there, like, oh, what's going on? Well, he did it this morning.
There you go. There's always going to be speculation when they don't sign, though, because the signing letters of intent, they don't really mean anything, right? You can just flip if you want to.
Right, it's up until signing day that things get, that's when you actually can commit.
Yeah.
Speaking of signing day, we talked about yesterday Michigan State new head coach Pat Fitzgerald. How much is he going to be kind of active on the early signing day because he doesn't have a team to poach all these players and recruits from? Well, he does a pretty solid job. He signs 18 recruits on early signing day yesterday. He most notably flipped a 4-star quarterback, Cade Kaufman from Ohio. He also had 2 other 4-star recruits and 13 3-stars. So pretty good stuff from Pat Fitz in his basically, 24 hours to figure out getting guys to MSU.
Yeah, you and I didn't think he was going to be able to land a 4-star. Gets a 4-star quarterback.
4-star quarterback, a 4-star tight end, and a tackle. So pretty good stuff from Fitzgerald.
Odds of this 4-star freshman starting week 1?
Very low. If anything, it's going to be Alicio if he sticks around. It sounds like there's a good chance he does. Or they'll just go get somebody in the portal as well.
Alicio.
Let's do one more thing on the news, and then we'll save the rest for later. We obviously have Cowboys-Lions tonight. Both teams played last week on Thanksgiving. Both teams were a part of record-setting viewership numbers. The Cowboys-Chiefs Thanksgiving game actually sets the NFL most-watched regular season game ever viewership record. 57.23 million viewers on CBS, so pretty crazy stuff. I mean, it makes sense, right? America's team, Patrick Mahomes, Thanksgiving, everybody's watching. The funny part is the Lions-Packers game before has become the second most watched game regular season in NFL history, 47.7 million, and it is the most watched regular season game on Fox ever.
I feel like we set the record every year, though.
Yeah, I mean, there's just more people watching football. There's more ways to watch. There's more people. It's not that cool of an accomplishment, but it's still something.
It's noteworthy. All right, that's the news. We'll get back to the Lions here momentarily. We'll do our NFL spread picks a little bit later on in the show. John McCarr is going to join us for that. The Ben Bosscher Show is always brought to you by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. Protect your home with Bresky Siding and Building Repair. The experts who do the job right the first time. Whether you have a leaky roof, storm damage, the siding looking a little tired, Bresky has you covered. Locally owned, trusted, and dedicated to keeping Midland area homes safe and looking sharp. Quality materials, skilled craftsmanship, and service that puts your family first. Don't wait for the next storm. Call Bresky Siding and Building Repair today and keep your home strong for years to come.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
At Tommy's Express, you can get your car clean, shiny and dry in just minutes. Our state-of-the-art eco-friendly wash delivers a spotless finish every time. With the Tommy Club app, enjoy unlimited washes or pay-per wash. Skip the line with license plate recognition and manage everything right from your phone. Fast, clean, and simple. Visit Tommy's Express today and see the difference. Text Clean Car to 86697 for a free works wash.
Offer valid for new guests only. By participating, you consent to receive promotional information text from Tommy's Express. Message and data rates may apply. Message frequency varies.
Tired of floors that snore? Walls that whisper, meh? Premier Tile in Midland is here to spice things up one tile at a time. They've got backsplash that'll make your pasta jealous.
What?
Shower walls that'll actually sing in the morning. And floors so fabulous, you'll consider eating dinner off them. Stylish, affordable, slightly obsessed with grout. Visit Premier Tile, located between Stark and Sturgeon, right off US 10, or at premiertilestone.com.
Need a unique, versatile space for your next event? From the moment you arrive at Dow Diamond, it's easy to see how it's more than just a baseball stadium. With private areas for groups as small as 30 to large-scale events for 300 plus, even full-service catering, Dow Diamond has you covered. From trade shows, corporate meetings and seminars to holiday parties, high school proms, and weddings, book Dow Diamond for your next event. Just call 989-837-2255 or visit DowDiamondEvents.com.
He got him! That's 3 of them!
The Great Lakes Bay Region's home for Spartans basketball.
How about a big noon tip-off? Saturday, MSU hosts the Duke Blue Devils at the Breslin Center. Coverage starts at 11 a.m., presented by Weiss Equipment.
Every MSU game all season long.
It's so fun to hear people chanting.
Right here on Sports Radio 100.9.
The Mitt.
The Mitt. You want sports takes? You want local voices that own the mic?
Yeah.
We've got them on Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. It kicks off at 6 a.m. with Anthony Bellino on Spin on Sports.
Rise and shine.
From 9 to noon, don't miss Michigan's newest sports show, The Ben Bosscher Show.
Hey, remember that.
At noon, you get America's smartest sports takes, The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
I want Shador to play.
And at 3, the one and only Bill Simonson and The Huge Show. This is where real fans stay locked in. 100.9 The Mitt.
Hey, I'm Ben Bosscher.
And I'm Kyle Sandel.
And the two of us are live every weekday on 100.9 The Mitt at 9 a.m. until noon, giving you opinions on the teams that you care about the most.
The Lions, Tigers, Red Wings, Pistons, those teams.
And a whole lot more. Whether we're breaking down a game from the night before, debating the biggest news from the day, or doing a draft or spread picks, we're always having fun. I mean, come on, it's our job to talk about sports. How could we not be having fun?
So if the big games aren't enough for you, if you're a real diehard fan, this show is going to be perfect for you. You can count on us to be your morning sports outlet every day.
The Ben Bosscher Show with Ben Bosscher and Kyle Sandel on 100.9 The Mitt.
From the hometown heroes to the college legends to the pros on Sunday, 100.9 The Mitt is your home for wall-to-wall play-by-play coverage. High school football, basketball, and hockey.
Region champions for the first time in school history.
Michigan State football and basketball.
Touchdown, MSU!
The NFL, Thursday, Sunday, and Monday night primetime games. And don't think we forgot about your hometown team. The Great Lakes Loons.
That ball's over and out of here.
100.9 The Mitt.
All right, folks, let's get started. Parents, thanks for coming. As many of you know, I'm Coach Mather. Tonight I want to talk about the season, of which I only have one expectation, that everybody gets stronger. When I say get stronger, I'm not referring solely to physical strength. Sure, we'll be in the weight room, we'll be running stairs, but we're also going to focus on developing mental toughness and grit, because those are the characteristics that allow us to achieve greatness both on and off the court. So, how do we develop those things? By getting comfortable with a challenge, by cultivating the confidence necessary to overcome adversity in all forms. That's why I coach. That's my purpose. Every member of this team can lean on me, and I'll teach them how they can lean on themselves and each other.
This message presented by the MHSAA and the Michigan Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
(989-837-6125). We asked the question, what is the one word you would describe going into this Thursday night game, Lions versus Cowboys? Rob from Saginaw texting in said, the word I would use to describe how I'm feeling is anxious. Score prediction, Lions 34, Cowboys 20. We need J-Mo to step up in the offensive line to block for Goff tonight because we all know Goff under pressure, he can get flustered.
Anxious is the best word, I think, used.
Yeah. But, I mean, Rob said anxious and then gave a score prediction of 34-20. I wouldn't be too anxious if I thought the Lions were going to win by 14.
I also do think that the reason why you feel anxious is just the lead up to this game, right? Like it is, we've used the term, this is easily the biggest must-win game of the year. Like they got to win this. You can't put yourself in a box where you have to go 4-0 the rest of the way.
I also think this has a chance to be the worst 7-day stretch of Dan Campbell's entire tenure.
Right. Think
with
about the
Lions.
conversations that are going to be had if they lose this game. Like, that's why you feel anxious.
We will be playing funeral music tomorrow, asking everyone
to do that.
Text in and give their condolences to the Lions season.
Yeah,
It'll be over.
No one wants that. And so even if you do think that, okay, yeah, on paper, like I think the Lions have a good chance to win this game, you still feel anxious going into it because this is such a huge game.
Yeah, that's a good one. I feel like Rob's a little bit more confident than you and I are, though. I'm like actually appalled that Detroit is favored going into this matchup.
Yeah, I mean, you're
I
not
don't
confident
understand
at all.
it.
You are like the opposite of confident.
Like just from the X's and O's standpoint of it, where did the Lions struggle the most? Stopping passing attacks. Where did the Cowboys strive? Through the air. Like that alone is enough reason to worry. That doesn't even consider the fact that Aiden Hutchinson has completely disappeared the last month. If he comes back, I guess tonight's a different story. But why am I supposed to believe he's coming back after the worst performance of the season from him against Green Bay on Thanksgiving? We had a 6% win rate for pass rush snaps. That is atrocious, not just for his standards, but across the league. Kirby Joseph's not going to be there. Terrion Arnold's not going to be there. You got Rock Ya-Sin rocking on the outside corner spot. No, I don't feel confident. I'm sorry, I just don't.
Yeah, I mean, you've laid that out.
That's not to say nobody is allowed to feel confident. I want someone to text in and tell me why I'm wrong about this. I do. I really do. But at the end of the day, like, 8 o'clock's going to roll around tonight. And I'm probably going to convince myself in some way, shape, or form, even if there's just a sliver of hope, if the Lions are able to put up some points at the beginning of the game, all of a sudden I feel like the playoffs, I'm going to start talking myself back into, doing the irrational fan stuff of, hey, like if they just pull this game out and then they win 3 of the last 4 games, like all of a sudden they can squeak into the playoffs and maybe the offensive line's player. Look, I'm going to convince myself of it at some point tonight, but I was 1,000,000% convinced that they were going to beat the Green Bay Packers. And within a drive and a half, it was so apparent, like, they can't run the football. Goff doesn't have any time. Micah Parsons is going to eat Taylor Decker alive on that side of the ball. And it felt like we couldn't get to Jordan Love. Like, I feel like within a drive and a half, within halfway through the first quarter, it was pretty apparent how that game was going to unfold. And the Lions were still able to keep it close the entire game. That's when I'm like, okay, Kirby Joseph coming back, that would make a difference. But he's not back yet. That's where I'm getting a little backed up where it's like, okay, I start to convince myself of some stuff. But then all of a sudden it's like St. Brown's not even playing tonight more than likely. Ugh. We've got anxious. We've got nervous. We've got worried. Is anyone actually feeling confident?
Like I said, I have a false sense of confidence. I think there's a lot of outlying factors that kind of play into the Lions' favor tonight. But from the X's and O's, you don't feel confident, right? From the things that are actually on the football field, from what you've seen from both of these teams in the last several weeks, there really isn't much reason to feel confident in the Lions. Maybe the reason you say is, well, Aiden Hutchinson, it can't get worse than what he did last game. The Cowboys are out one of their starting tackles in Tyler Guyton. This offensive line hasn't been great in general all year for Dallas. Like, if there is a game for Aiden Hutchinson to kind of get his mojo back, you feel like this one's a pretty good opportunity.
But Dak is also so good at recognizing when he needs to get rid of the ball.
Yeah.
He's one of the best processors there is in the NFL. He knows when pressure's coming.
Sure. But nonetheless, like, any pressure is going to be better than none based off what we've gotten from Aiden Hutchinson. And so it's like, yeah, it can't be worse than the Green Bay game, and it feels like this is a good chance for him to do that. The Cowboys are also, once again, out with Trayvon Diggs. Their secondary is much worse than Detroit's. So if they're going to be able to pass on us, which, yeah, they for sure are going to be able to, the Lions should be able to pass on them as well. It's just, are they going to be able to kind of mix in the run game with that as well to put up the amount of points necessary to beat Dallas? Because it's going to take probably 30 points to win tonight.
Counter, I'm not sure the Lions are going to be able to pass on Dallas. Yes, their secondary's bad. Quinnen Williams is a monster. Like, that guy for defensive tackles over the last 3 seasons, he's right at the top in terms of the pressures.
Yeah.
And where's the weakness in the Lions' offensive line? The middle. Graham Glasgow, Coyote Awasika, who might not even play tonight, which makes you think, okay, that means a rookie who's never played and has been on IR most of the season, and Miles Frazier might be starting tonight if Coyote can't go.
Is Glasgow playing tonight for sure?
Yeah, I think he was off the injury report. So yes, okay. I believe so. So like all of a sudden it's like, what's Quinnen Williams going to do to this team? Yeah, Glasgow's off the injury report. So if Quinnen Williams can just have his way and wreak havoc from the interior, like once there's pressure coming from the interior with Jared Goff, it's when he is at his all-time worst. So, like, that's just another block on this mountain that I have built of reasons that I have doubt in the Lions going into this one. I hope I'm wrong. Like, I'm sitting here the last 3 days being a sad pile of bleh about this Lions season. I hope I'm wrong. I hope we get to have a Victory Friday because there's nothing better than Victory Fridays and Victory Mondays. But the odds of it just feel not in my favor right now. However, Vegas would disagree because the Lions are still favored. That's maybe one thing that's keeping me still in it. And everyone's betting Dallas.
I was just going to say, if we're continuing to do this kind of non-real football reasons why you should feel confident in the Lions, the line has not moved at all, and people are hammering the Cowboys. So that always feels a little bit good because the Lions have been that team this year.
What are the other reasons, though, to be optimistic that are just undisputable? Like, is there any X's and O's on the football reason that we feel confident in the Lions' ability to put up points and or stop the Cowboys tonight?
Not from what we've seen in the last couple weeks. You know, there just truly isn't anything that you've seen in the last several weeks that make you feel that way. I do think the Lions will be able to score. I just don't know if they'll be able to score as much as Dallas is going to be able to. It's not like Quinnen Williams is going to make the Lions score 0 points tonight.
I agree with that. I feel like the Lions could easily score on their first drive. But I also feel like the Lions could go 3 and out in their first drive, and it's kind of been the story since Dan Campbell took over play calling, right? Like, against these good teams, it's been pretty bland.
Yeah.
Like, how often do the Lions just run it 3 times in a row, right up the middle, for basically no yards? It feels like that happens once a half.
But, like, once again, Chiefs and Eagles, and especially an Eagles offense that hasn't looked great either, in the 2 games that the Cowboys have had Quinnen Williams, have both put up 21 and 28 points. Like, the Lions will be able to score tonight. It's just, will it be enough points? Because the Cowboys are going to be able to as well.
989-837-6125. Want to get your thoughts going into this one. How confident are you in the Detroit Lions? Let's go over some key matchups when we come back. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mid. Live on YouTube as well. Hit that like and subscribe button if you are enjoying the show. We appreciate it here at the station. We'll do our Lions same-game parlay in the 10 o'clock hour as well, take a trip around the league, discuss the injuries, and, of course, close in the 11 o'clock hour, do our NFL spread picks for the week. It's the Ben Bosscher Show live right here on 100.9 The Mitt. We'll be right back.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
Do we have any spray paint? Why? I need lots of paint. I'm going to paint the house.
I don't think so.
But it looks bad.
Well, you can't spray paint the house.
And then let's call Brexy Siding and Building Repair. They can do it.
Is your siding looking faded, worn out, or just in need of an update? Call me, Derek Bresky, at Bresky Siding and Building Repair today for all your siding, roofing, and gutter needs.
Since 1940, Yetter Insurance Group has been a trusted friend to generations of your neighbors in the Great Lakes Bay region and across the country. Proudly representing auto owners insurance, we're licensed in nearly every state, so no matter where life takes you, we got you covered. And because we're an independent insurance agent, we don't believe in one size fits all. We work for you to find coverage that fits your life, your family, and your business. That's why families and businesses have relied on Yetter Insurance and auto owners for peace of mind. Yetter Insurance Group, local roots, national reach, and always your friend in the insurance business.
The new rebranded Matt Smith Modern Realty.
Well, Matt Smith Outdoors was really reflective of how I started my real estate journey, taking my outdoor experience, moving that into the real estate space to help people buy and sell land. So many people in this region ended up calling me and wanting me to work with them to help them buy and sell homes. This new brand was more reflective of what I'm delivering to people in this region every day.
Detours driving you bonkers? Ideal Party Store's got your back with the Detour discount. While the Lafayette Bridge is closed, enjoy 10% off select craft beer 6-packs and 10% off 4 bottles of select wine, 750 milliliters or more, with 2 great locations, 908 North Johnson on the east side and 401 Salzburg on the west side. Ideal Party Store makes every detour worth it. Serving Bay City since 1934, we're here to make you the life of the party.
You've known Hard Rock for decades, but Hard Rock Bet is Michigan's newest casino app. And what you see when you sign up is actually what you get.
If you're not up money after 24 hours of playing slots, you'll get up to $1,000 back in casino bonus to play again.
Plus 200 bonus spins on Huff and More Puff. Wins paid in cash, no catch.
Hard Rock Bet Casino, now in Michigan. Roll with us. Offered by Seminole Hard Rock Digital LLC. All rewards issued as non-withdrawable site credits. Must be 21 plus and present in Michigan to play. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
When it comes to a gun suicide attempt, all it takes is a moment.
Heather and I had an argument just like any other couple. I was lost. I had snapped. I had a gun and I was going to take my own life. Heather helped me realize that there was still a life to live for the better of myself, my family. My weapon is now safely put away.
A moment of crisis can happen to anyone. Store your guns, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo. Hear more safe stories at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
From the Blazy Electric Studios, this is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. WLUN, Pinconning, Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
(989) 837-6125. Lions game tonight. Season on the line. This is the Ben Bosscher Show. Key matchups for tonight. I think the number one key matchup that you circle twice. It's the first most important matchup. It's the second most important matchup. It's the third most important matchup. Stopping these Dallas receivers. CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens have emerged as perhaps the number one wide receiver duo in the NFL this season. If they are not number one, they are number two behind the team that the Lions have to play next week. If it so happens that those two go off, I don't think the Lions are going to be able to keep up with them. So my key matchups would be those two against Amik Robertson, Rock Ya-Sin on the outside, and DJ Reed, of course, who somehow just keeps getting kind of forgotten about.
Right.
But that's like number one and number two most important matchups to me.
Is it like just containing one of them? Is that kind of the goal? Because, I mean, you're not going to hold both of one of them will have a good game for sure.
Yeah.
Is it just making sure both of them don't go crazy?
Can you hold them both combined to under 150 yards? I'd say that's the goal.
So that's a big
Still
goal.
Feels like
that's
a lot.
Big goal.
still feels like a lot. I mean, both of their over-unders are 82.5. So Vegas would say they're probably going to have 160 yards.
Right.
If you can keep them to under 150, you got a great shot of winning tonight.
Good point.
The second one would be Hutchinson versus Dak. Can Hutchinson win his matchups against this Cowboys offensive line and affect Dak Prescott in any way, shape, or form? These are both defensive-oriented ones. Like you said, they're going to be able to score points against Dallas. It's just a matter of how much can they slow this Dallas team down and make this thing close at the end to give themselves a chance to win. Because this Dallas offense has been humming since week one. This Dallas team, despite the record, the offense has been phenomenal all season long, and then the defense really took a step forward once that deadline rolled around. Hutchinson has to find a way to make an impact. They paid him. He hasn't had an impact on these games since they did pay him. I know he had the game-sealing sack against New York in overtime, but they shouldn't have been in overtime in the first place. So I'm going to say Hutchinson versus everyone in front of him when he lines up. This entire Cowboys offensive line and Dak Prescott.
This feels like the most important one. Like obviously, like you said, it's prioritizing stopping stopping two of those receivers from Dallas for sure because they're great. But also, it just kind of feels like inevitable that they are going to have good games, and they could have good games and the Lions still win. What needs to happen, though, is Hutchinson has to make an impact. It just has to be. It has been way too long since he has really affected the game on a consistent basis for an entire 4 quarters. Like you said, he had the nice play against the Giants. Sure, that's great. They need him to step up early and often. And I think that tonight is a good opportunity to. But, yeah, this is the most important matchup, I would say.
What do you think the number one reason is that he has been quieter as of late? Because he's been getting double-teamed and chip-blocked the entire season.
Right.
But earlier in the year, it didn't matter. He was able to find a way to impact the quarterback. And then, obviously, these last 4 weeks, it's just, quite frankly, not been good enough.
I mean, I would think some of it has to just go down to credit to the other teams. Like, they have to be scheming against him better as he's continued to kind of get better and more prowess in this league. You would have to assume some of it has to be that. But, I mean, obviously, when we talked to Lomas, he said he thinks he lines up a little bit too far outside. But he's kind of been doing that. It's not like he changed that, you know? So even when he was doing that, it still was working for him. So, I don't know. It's a really good question. It's hard to kind of pinpoint one single thing.
Is there a chance he's playing too much? Because he really doesn't leave the field. He's out there 95% of the snaps, which is ludicrous to me.
Max Crosby does the same thing and still is great, you know? Like, other guys in the league still do it. And if Hutchinson, if we truly do want to put him in the top of the leaderboard as far as these great defensive edge rushers in the NFL, you know, then I think comparing him to a guy like Max Crosby is fair. He should be doing as good as him.
Well, I don't think he's in that top tier right now.
No, I don't think he is either.
He's like in the waiting room asking to be let in, and the bouncers are like, eh.
Yeah, we got a couple more guys that have to come in first. We're waiting on a few guys.
Yeah, Will Anderson's in there. We're at capacity right now. I mean, who are the 5 best edge rushers in the NFL right now? It's Myles Garrett, Micah Parsons.
Yeah, Parsons.
It's Crosby.
It's probably still T.J. Watt, but Watt has not been as big this season, so maybe not.
I would put Will Anderson in there.
Yeah, sure. We can throw him in there. And then Nick Bonito.
And then Hutchinson's on the outside looking
as a true
in.
edge rusher, yeah. And then you have, obviously, like Jared Verse is still really good. There's plenty of guys.
And it felt like for the first month and a half of the season, first 2 months really, Hutchinson was like firmly in it, well on his way to a depoy. So the narrative on that is completely shifted here in the last 4 weeks.
Can we shift it back a little bit tonight, you know?
It's one of the keys that the Lions have to be able to have to win. I'd say Jameson Williams versus this Lions secondary is going to have to be a key matchup. He's going to have a big game. And I have no doubt by the end of the game he's going to put up, big-time numbers on the box score. If you're starting him in fantasy this week, I'd feel pretty good about that because they're going to feed him because they might not have any other choice. No tight ends, potentially no Amon-Ra St. Brown either. He's going to get his money's worth. He's going to get fed the football. It's just a matter of, at the end of the day, is it 6 receptions for 100 yards and a touchdown, and that's kind of all the Lions had? Or is it, hey, no, he was able to put up 7 receptions, have 120 yards, score a touchdown, and was reliable third down target for this team, and no drops. That's the most important part. Like, if Jameson Williams has a single drop tonight, doesn't it kind of feel like it's probably going to be in a critical situation and
like the one last week on third down?
On fourth down.
Or fourth down, yeah.
Like Jameson, is it crazy to say, hey, there's a correlation here. If Jameson Williams has a drop, the Lions lose the game. It sounds ridiculous to say, but also
it truly sounds ridiculous to say. Yes.
But also, I don't know. I feel like there's some sort of merit to that. Because usually when the drops come, it's in a big situation, and it's like, oh, and it's a really deflating drop.
Sure, that's a good point. I think there's a lot of other reasons, though, why I would correlate with the Lions losing than J-Mo has a drop, you know?
A dropless game would be nice for him today.
Yes, for sure.
Especially with no Amon-Ra, and he's been paid. We want him to step up in these type of situations without Amon-Ra. And then I would say the Lions interior versus Quinnen Williams, Kenny Clark. You have to keep those guys away from Jared Goff. They're not the typical edge rusher coming in hot. They're not the Chris Jones and Aaron Donalds of the world. But I'd say Quinnen Williams is like in the tier below that, right?
Yeah.
Consistently one of the best tackles in the NFL, specifically at getting after the quarterback. I don't know if he's a future Hall of Famer or anything like that. Certainly not a Defensive Player of the Year candidate ever, but one of the best interior
really
pass rushers in the NFL the last 3 seasons. They got to keep that guy away from Jared Goff. Have to. Because I'm sorry, we can talk about whether or not Jared Goff can win the Lions games because of his lack of mobility. If you're getting beat from the middle and pressure's coming from the inside, I don't care if you're Jared Goff, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes. You don't get to go off. Like, that's just the end of your offense if you're getting pressured from the middle. So they have to keep Quinnen Williams away from Jared Goff.
Yeah, and also, I mean, I know that's a Jared Goff point that you're making, but it also limits the way they're going to be able to run the ball up the middle as well if Quinnen Williams and Kenny Clark are eating. So it's kind of a twofer there.
Those would be the 4 key matchups I have. Am I missing any? Or are those – that's it?
I mean, it feels like that's it, but also, like, this isn't really like a key matchup, but it's like, can Jahmyr Gibbs kind of get out in – can he get out in space on a consistent basis? Because it feels like against all these good teams – I know it's not a matchup, but I guess just Jahmyr Gibbs versus the Cowboys in space. Like, can they do it? In these games where the Lions are losing against the better defenses, they do a pretty good job of kind of containing Gibbs between the tackles. They keep him there. They make him run it up the middle. Whereas we have the huge game against the Giants, you know, the humongous game against the Commanders. Gibbs has had these big-time games where he's able to get out in space a ton. He's catching passes on the outside. He's getting outside the tackles. The game against the Chiefs, the game against the Eagles, they stuck him inside. Even the one against the Packers. Like, it's just hard for him to kind of get going and have that game-breaking ability if he's unable to do that. And so can you kind of scheme that against this Dallas run defense?
Do you want to know what the key matchup is there? It's Dan Campbell versus Matt Eberflus, the defensive coordinator for the Cowboys.
Hey, I think
that's what that is.
I think they won that matchup last year.
Oh, you mean when Matt Eberflus got himself fired?
Yes, on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, you're right. That comes down to, like, whether or not Gibbs goes crazy comes down to whether or not the Lions can scheme a way to get him into open space. And that's going to come down to the Lions and John Morton still involved. And Dan Campbell trying to get him in space while Matt Eberflus is saying that is bottom line what we have to stop. Because if I'm Matt Eberflus, that's the number one thing, right?
You're selling out with no St. Brown?
Yeah, Jameson Williams, do what you need to do. We'll have a safety over the top.
Tom Kennedy, go ahead and catch 4 passes. Like,
we got to stop Gibbs.
Yeah.
So that's where Matt Eberflus's job comes in, who's done I wouldn't call it a stellar job this season, but ever since they got some pieces back at the deadline, they've been a pretty stout defense.
Yeah, I mean, the Cowboys' defense overall this season has not been a good defense.
No, not at all. But it's been dramatically improved for the last 4 weeks. All right, 989-837-6125. You want to make an SGP when we come back?
Yeah.
All right, the 11 o'clock, nope, I always do that. The 10 o'clock hour here is brought to you by our friends over at Corning, a global leader in material science right here in Midland. From the glass in your smartphones to innovations that power clean energy and advanced medicine, Corning is shaping the future. But it's not just about the tech, it's about the people. Corning invests in the community, supports local schools and people, and creates opportunities that are close to home. With a legacy of innovation and commitment to what's next, Corning is proud to call Midland a part of its story. Corning, creating life-changing innovations, one breakthrough at a time.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
From the depths of the ocean to the farthest reaches of space, Corning's technologies push the boundaries of what's possible. We're the world's leading innovator in glass and ceramic science, and we're innovating right here in Michigan. Corning's solar wafer site in Hemlock is helping guarantee American energy security. We're investing in our local Michigan communities, That's why Corning is a proud sponsor of the Great Lakes Loons. Learn more about Corning today at Corning.com.
Hey, sports fans, heading up north? Whether you're gearing up for the big game, hosting friends, or winding down after a long day, Hops and Schnapps is your ultimate beverage destination. With one of the largest selections of beer, wine, and spirits in Michigan featuring over 1,000 options from around the globe, we're your beverage experts. Plus, our friendly team is here to help you find the perfect pick. Visit us in Standish, Grayling, and Gaylord today. Hops and Schnapps, raise your glass, raise your spirits.
Is the air in your home dry? Are allergies bothering you? Tired of itchy skin and static everywhere? We have your answer. Answer Heating and Cooling can install a whole home humidifier that keeps your air balanced, your skin comfortable, and your family breathing easier all winter long. Say goodbye to static shocks and hello to comfort. Call Answer Heating and Cooling today or visit AnswerSOS.com. Answer Heating and Cooling, the home of simply outstanding service.
When you want NFL football on the radio.
It is another defensive touchdown. Wow, he got hammered, dude.
You know where to turn.
Let's go. Come on.
This week is no different.
Somebody go make a play. We can never lose our competitiveness.
Thursday night football is here.
Back-to-back Thursdays with the Lions on the mitt. Ford Field sees Detroit and Dallas tonight. Coverage at 7:30, presented by Ace Hardware, downtown Midland.
Right here on Sports Radio 100.9, The Mitt. Local sports don't stop when the game ends, and neither do we. 100.9 The Mitt is your digital home for the latest news across the state of Michigan. From high school to college and the pros, it's all on our socials. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Just search 100.9 The Mitt and join the squad. Stay locked in on the latest stats and stories with exclusive video takes from local talent. Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt.
I'm Ben Bosscher, and here's what I think. I think the Pistons are real contenders to win the Eastern Conference if they make a trade and are going to be the third 60-win team in franchise history. I think the inevitable collision between Dusty May, Tom Izzo, Michigan, and Michigan State is going to be one of the most epic clashes we see in college basketball all season long. I think if the Tigers decide to trade Tarek Skubal, I'm not going to be a fan of them anymore. And I think if you agree or disagree with anything I just said, you should tune into the Ben Bosscher Show weekdays from 9 to noon on 100.9 The Mitt.
Can you go anywhere and find an endeavor in society where we've come to accept and tolerate an adult, and even kids, treating another adult the way we allow spectators, coaches, and players to treat a high school game official? Can you? No one has the right to abuse game officials. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, 989-837-6125. Usually we do this on Fridays, but since the Lions are going tonight, let's bid a little SGP for the game tonight. We're desperate for a win here, aren't we? It's been a couple weeks.
Yeah, we have not. We've come a leg short a couple of times, but we have not provided for the people. So we got to come through tonight.
We haven't been doing this all season. I don't know at what point when we started doing this.
Yeah, we just randomly started doing it. Well, because I feel like we usually just do one anyways.
Yeah.
It was like we might as well just
make a segment out of it.
Do it on the show.
All right, I'm gonna be the bad guy. I don't think we can include a Lions money line play in this.
No, I agree. I think I'd be a little too scared to do it. I also though. I don't want to include anything Cowboys either, like Cowboys to win or
anything.
Spread.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
but we can do Cowboys props, right?
This is a prop-based parlay. Yes,
because I think the number one prop that I need to see play out is taking CeeDee Lamb's over in receiving yards. It's sitting at 82.5. Pickens and CeeDee Lamb both have an over/under of 82.5. CeeDee's been the killer.
Yeah.
Here for the Lions. I think that has to be like the number one leg that we put into this.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I was gonna not push back on, but just wonder is there any reason why Pickens would have a better game than CeeDee Lamb for the in this matchup against the Lions? Is there any reason to think that way? I don't. Right? I mean, I think it's just safer to go with Lamb, especially since they have the same line. I would just rather take the guy that has consistently done it against the Lions.
Yeah. I'm with you there. It's not that I'm like anti George Pickens.
Right,
it's just
right.
like I've seen CeeDee Lamb kill the Lions enough times to know that this is probably going to result in him going for at least 82 yards, and that's what the over-under
So
number's
we're just
at.
taking his over then, right? That's just the first leg?
Yeah.
Over 82.5? Okay.
Yeah, I think it has to be.
Okay.
If we're going to do a touchdown score, well, it definitely can't be Jahmyr Gibbs. He's minus 230. It can't be Javonte Williams. He's minus 135. David Montgomery even has minus odds, which I feel like is somewhat criminal. Now, we could go for the long shot and
or
try
is
to
it
get
criminal where it's like he's going to score a touchdown?
Demo.
Yeah. Like, why is he minus 105 to score? I know he scored last week, but it seems a little sketch.
Jamison Williams plus 105. CeeDee Lamb plus 120. George Pickens plus 130.
The fact that Isaac Tesla is plus 160 to score.
I don't think I can do that.
No. I'm just saying. Like, how is that not at least plus 200?
I'm not opposed to Tom Kennedy plus 270.
Maybe that's the jackpot pick for something separate. I don't know, man. I think that if we're picking somebody to score, I really, truly only feel confident in Gibbs. And minus 230 is just, it's sketch. I don't love it.
Are you opposed to putting a Cowboy in this?
Double Cowboys?
Just like CeeDee Lamb to score?
No, I'm out on CeeDee
Or
to score.
what about J-Mo? Just on a crossing route?
I was kind of thinking J-Mo, but here's the thing. If we want to go, because I don't really like doubling up on dudes in a parlay, because you're just not really getting value as far as putting two guys at the same leg, because it's just, of course, if they score 80 yards, they might score a touchdown. So would you rather take a J-Mo yards prop, or would you rather take him to score? Or like a yard/receptions? We had to
What
do
do you
something,
think his
Jay.
over-unders at?
It's just like CeeDee's,
I know. It's 83.
Which is a lot.
Yeah.
What about the receptions? Probably 5.5?
Let me look. Jamison Williams, total receptions number is at 5.5. Plus money, though. 6 receptions would be plus odds.
6 receptions for J-Mo.
It feels like they kind of have to do
Would
that.
you rather have him to score? Maybe him to score actually is the play.
I think I was going to say receptions.
Okay.
I mean, he's going to get force-fed the ball a lot.
He is. I mean, you would assume so. But here's the thing: there is a world where St. Brown plays. In that world, do we still
we're
think
cooked.
Do we still think J-Mo can get 6 receptions if he plays?
Probably not.
Right.
So would you rather do him to score?
Probably, but he's been scoring at a pretty consistent rate.
My only problem is when they get into the end zone or the red zone, there's going to be so much attention on J-Mo because he's literally the only guy out there running routes that's scary. Like, there is going to be 3 guys paying attention to Jamison Williams.
I almost like his yards more than I like receptions, honestly, now that I'm sitting here thinking about it.
I was going to say receptions because I feel like they're going to go over the top. This guy's not beating us deep, and they're going to let him kind of do the stuff underneath. But what's your case for the yards?
I just think that he's so capable of having multiple, like, big 20-yard crossing routes. Like, he could go 4 receptions for 90 yards in my head so easily. Last week against Green Bay with no St. Brown, 7 receptions, 144 yards with a touchdown. That was 20 yards per reception.
He's just capable of breaking one loose at any point.
Right. And he had the 7 receptions, like on 10 targets, so a ton of targets, but like even that, he barely eclipsed that number. He destroyed his yards number.
But why would the targets go down on a week like this?
Because the Cowboys have a week to plan with no St. Brown. The Packers didn't.
And the Lions do as well. Let's just try to get some other people involved here. Is there a sneaky play of just like taking Tom Kennedy's over?
I was kind of thinking about that. The fact that Tom Kennedy's receptions is at 3.5 is just, I mean, what are we doing?
And Tesla's is at 2.5. Like, yeah. Is there a real play here though, to where we should include one of those? I mean, did Tom Kennedy had 3 receptions last week?
I believe 2.
Oh, just 2?
I'll double check.
I feel like we saw him a lot because of the punts. So yeah, you're probably right.
The issue is with like taking Kennedy or even Tesla props is
we're gonna feel dumb if it doesn't hit.
Not only are we gonna feel dumb if it doesn't hit, which that is probably the big part. We're gonna feel really dumb if St. Brown plays and all of a sudden the parlay is just cooked before the game even starts. Which we're gonna be happy that St. Brown is playing, of course. But I just truly do think there's a world where St. Brown plays here. So
do we avoid Jamison Williams props altogether?
If you're going to bet anybody, it's got to be J-Mo, and you're not doing anybody else. Do we come back to J-Mo and see if there's other things we want to do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's come back. We have to do a J-Mo prop. I think it's coming down to whether or not we're debating yards or receptions, right?
Yes.
That's kind of what this is down to.
Potentially, he could be the touchdown guy. I think you kind of have to throw a touchdown guy into a parlay, and that's the whole point of a parlay, you know. Kennedy did have 4 receptions last week, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Wrong. Yeah.
So, but maybe the play here is to take out the CD yards if you don't want to double up and just take him to score for way better value at plus 120.
Pickens is the scoring guy, though.
What are we saying? CD doesn't score?
I never said that. I'm just saying, like, if there was a guy I would like to bet on to score, it'd be Pickens.
The odds there, I mean, Pickens actually has longer odds to score.
That's kind of what I'm saying. Okay, this is a parlay. It's a bad overall defense. Something Jahmyr Gibbs has to be put in here, right?
Yes.
Is it the Gibbs receptions? He only had 3 last game. He was coming off a game where the week before he had 9.
Bad value, though. 5 receptions is his over-under, and it's minus 156 to take the over.
Ooh.
We could take his yards. That's sitting at 36.
Or the classic St. Brown, or I don't know why, the classic Gibbs line.
100 yards.
Rush plus receiving yards, over-under, 117.5. It's a lot.
It is a lot.
Last week he did not hit this number. Last week he had about just under 90 total, but that was against a Green Bay defense. The only thing stopping you from this is if you think Montgomery's truly going to be really involved this week, which Vegas does. They have his over-under at 53.5 and for him minus odds to score.
And I kind of see where they're coming from that. With no St. Brown and that being put into the game plan, I feel like we're going to see a lot of 2 running back sets because you just need more weapons out on the field. Okay, hear me out. What is David Montgomery's rushing prop?
Just rushing?
Rushing line, yeah.
36.5. He had 32 last week on 8 carries. Is that a play?
I think he's going to get more than 8 carries this week. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yeah, I think so. You're probably right. Because they do probably want to use Gibbs more as a receiver. Do we toss that in?
Montgomery, 36 yards.
Gibbs, 36.
Montgomery, 36?
Yeah. I don't know why I said Gibbs.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that. Okay. Are we just avoiding Gibbs props altogether?
I mean, I feel like if we tossed in a Montgomery prop, we kind of are, yes. But I'm not saying I want to. Okay, wait, here's the thing, though. Gibbs minus 230 to score. If you have a Montgomery prop with it, you are going to get a little bit of juice with a Gibbs prop now. And it's not really doing that much.
Hold on. I don't hate this, though, where we're at right now. If we do throw in Gibbs. If we take CeeDee's over, Montgomery's over, Jahmyr Gibbs to score a touchdown.
Because it does add you some juice, obviously, taking a prop of both of the running backs. Plus 383 with a 4th leg pending.
Let's keep all 3 of those in there for now.
Okay. Like, hypothetically, if we just did, just to see what the odds would be, if we did Jamison Williams yards, it would take you up to plus 800. So, like, we don't have to take his yards, but I'm just saying, like, that's what we're waiting on with the 4th leg here.
Oh, my gosh. That is a significant jump.
It is.
Yards or receptions for J-Mo? I'll defer to you on this.
I think if we took his yards, we do an alt, like instead of taking his over, we just do the 80 yards because it's 83.5 is his line. I would just do the alt receiving yards at minus 130 for 80. That would give you 752. I just feel better that he would like go for 4 catches for 85 yards rather than to get the 6 receptions.
Okay, then hear me out. Rather than having 2 different players receiving yards, what do you think CeeDee Lamb 7 receptions is plus 112?
God, this is so tough.
What do you think about that?
And you take out CeeDee Lamb's yards, you're saying?
Yeah.
Take out the 82.5. CeeDee Lamb. Okay, so in total, this would be CeeDee Lamb 7 receptions, Jamison Williams 80 yards, Jahmyr Gibbs to score, and Montgomery over 36.5 rushing yards at plus 789 four-legger.
Do you like?
I like the Lamb receptions more than I like the JMO receptions.
And you like the Lamb receptions more than the Lamb yards?
If we're not doing double yards, then yeah.
Okay. That's the play then?
I think that's the play.
All right. You heard it here. The Ben Bosscher Show, SGP on Generic Sportsbook. David Montgomery, 36.5 yards. Jahmyr Gibbs, touchdown. Jamison Williams, 80 yards. And CeeDee Lamb to have 7 receptions. Altogether, plus 789. Bet $10 and win you a nice old $78. There you go. That's our SGP. We'll take a trip around the league when we come back. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, live right here on 100.9 The Mid.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
Hi, this is Jim Mahoney with Link Technologies. If you are a business or a nonprofit organization wondering how to navigate today's technologies landscape, let Link Technologies' talented staff work with you to develop a technology plan custom to your specific needs. We bring 27 years of experience helping businesses and nonprofit organizations just like yours achieve their technology goals. Contact us today and see how the right balance between cloud and on-premise resources can best work for you.
Broken appliance? Don't panic. Call Mr. Appliance. With a 4.9-star Google rating, our expert service professionals deliver speedy service with a 1-year done-right promise, so you can count on long-lasting repairs. We treat your home or business with care, no mess, and no trace left behind. Ask about our appliance wellness program to keep things running smoothly year-round. Visit us online at MrAppliance.com for easy online scheduling and local contact information. Mr. Appliance, speedy, trusted, guaranteed.
Santa's coming to town early, and he's cutting a ribbon. Join the City of Midland for the grand opening of the Poseyville Preserve, just off East Main Street near Dow Diamond, across the Tittabawassee River from downtown. At 4:30 p.m. on Tuesday, December 2nd, celebrate the new Founders Crossing pedestrian pathway and Allen W. Ott Family Pavilion with free hot cocoa, cookies, and goodie bags for the kids. Then, follow Santa and Mrs. Claus downtown for the courthouse lighting at 6:30 and the opening of the Midland Santa House. Learn more at midland-mi.org/Poseyville Preserve.
I'm Doug Cellini, financial advisor with KingsU Partners here in Midland. You've worked hard, played fair, and built a life worth protecting. Now, it's about making sure that people you love are taken care of. I help families bring every part of their financial life together so you can spend less time worrying and more time enjoying what really matters. Because real success isn't just about money, it's about peace of mind. Find me, Doug Cellini, at kingsu.com, Midland office, or on Facebook.
From Midland to Bay City, Saginaw to Sanford, from Frankenmuth, Freeland, and Hemlock to Auburn, Essexville, and Pinconning, 100.9 The Mid is the heartbeat of the Great Lakes Bay region, and proud of it. We're your home for local sports, local stories, and local pride. Whether you're in Birch Run, Beaverton, Gladwin, Chesaning, or Coleman, football, basketball, hockey, Spartans, NFL, Loons, all right here. 100.9 The Mid, Mid-Michigan's sports leader.
Have you noticed bad behavior has become normalized at interscholastic athletic events? Some fans seem angry. They lack civility toward one another. Some even get aggressive and unruly. Time out! What is going on? This has to stop. Let's not forget, school sports aren't just about winning. And they're definitely not an excuse to take your frustrations out on the official or the opponent. They're about teaching lessons like perseverance, respect, and empathy, so students can learn and grow as people, not just as players. We all have a role to play in setting a good example for our students and teaching them these important values. So fans, it's time to step up your game and behave positively at interscholastic athletic events in Michigan.
This message presented by the MHSAA and the Michigan Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
Show live here on 100.9 The Mitt. We are, 12 hours away from knowing the fate of the Lions season. I guess we're like 12 and a half hours away from knowing the fate of the Lions season.
We're like a week and 12 hours away from knowing the fate. We said they got to go 4-1.
Yeah, but if they lose tonight, we're playing funeral music tomorrow during the show.
You don't feel confident at all if they lose tonight. I agree.
Let's take a trip around the league.
It's time to zoom out and go around the league.
I do got to say, Ben, we had someone in our YouTube chat, Gary, asked, are the Lions wearing the black jerseys tonight? No, they're actually messing with the Cowboys. They're rocking white at home. Pretty funny, huh?
All white. White jersey, white pants, white socks.
I saw there was a post on social media to ask all the fans to wear white to the game as well. We all know the Cowboys. They like to wear white. Can't tonight. Sorry.
Can't tonight. Got to wear the blues.
All right, let's take a trip around the league, Ben. We did this a couple weeks ago where I just wanted you to guess the stat leaders at each individual position across the NFL. This was kind of tricky when we did this because, you basically had to figure out who has and hasn't had their bye.
Right.
Whereas now we're here in Week 14. We are in the last week of the bye. So there is a couple teams that you're still going to have to be like, okay, yeah, the Patriots haven't had their bye. They do this week. The 49ers.
It's San Fran, the Patriots, the Panthers, and
the Giants.
So you don't
have to worry about the Giants really for anybody. The other three teams a little bit. So we're going to go through passing leaders for yards, touchdowns, picks even. We'll go through rushing yards, receiving yards, stuff like that, and see if you can name me the top 5 at each position.
Okay. I haven't looked at this since we've done it last. Yeah, so this should be good.
Let's do it. Starting off with passing yards.
Well, with Drake May not on the bye yet, he has to be on this.
Yep, he's number 1, actually, at just over 3,400.
I'm going to throw Herbert into this. Feels like he puts up big-time yards every week.
Herbert is actually all the way down at number 8.
Okay.
Did Herbert miss a game? I don't think he did, right?
No, he did not.
He just came out of that game last week. Yeah, the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I guess I should have recognized that one. Josh Allen, I feel like in Mahomes, I'll just throw those two guys out there for this.
Yep, Mahomes, yes, he is at 3rd at just over 3,200. Josh Allen actually is down at number 9.
Wow.
Had a couple games like that Houston game where he threw for like 120. He's just had a few games like that.
Stafford has to be on this.
Yep, Stafford is 4th, just over 3,000. So you're just missing number 2 and number 5. There's 6 guys that are over 3K yards right now. So there's one guy that just misses out here.
This is going to be a really stupid guess, but just simply because he has the extra game on everybody else, is Bryce Young on
don't do it.
Okay.
No, don't do it.
Okay, I'll just take that back. Reverse.
Yep. Joe Flacco has more passing yards than Bryce Young.
Okay. Let's go. I'm zooming around in my head division by division.
Do you want a little hint or no?
No, I do not. Okay. Hold on. I'm going division by division in my head. Dak Prescott.
There you go. Dak Prescott's number 2, 3,260 yards. He will likely be the leader in passing yards in the NFL after this week, with Drake May being number 1.
And
just
I need one more?
Yep. There's 2 guys that are really close. They're within 16 passing yards of each other at 5 and 6, so you haven't guessed either one.
Oh, boy. It's not Jared Goff, is it?
Jared Goff is number 6. He's the guy just outside. Yeah, he is over 3,000 on the season, though. So.
Darnold.
He's number 7.
Oh.
They're close. This guy has cooled off a little bit. That's all.
Baker.
That's the slight hint I'll give you. No, Baker's down at number 14.
All right, give it to me.
Danny Dimes.
I didn't see the last 2 weeks. He's had 201 yards and like 160. So I didn't think he was going to be on this.
Early in the season, man, he was just really going crazy. So that's your top 5 in passing yards. Passing touchdowns is basically the same list, so I won't have you do that. It's Stafford, Dak, Goff, May, and Mahomes. What I will have you do, though, Ben, give me the top 5 in interceptions on the season.
Okay. I'm going to say Cam Ward just has to be on this.
Cam Ward, nowhere to be found. You got to scroll all the way down to number 6. Bryce Young, nowhere to be found. I mean, think about just the worst QBs in the league this year. Those guys aren't on that.
J.J. McCarthy.
He is tied for 5th at 10. Yes, he is tied.
Max Brosmer didn't throw enough in his one start to be on there, did he?
Though, man. I mean, he threw 4 picks Like, there's guys that have started all season that have 4 or less picks. Jordan Love has 3 picks.
Okay.
2 guys tied at first with 14 interceptions this season.
Jeez, man. Who's constantly throwing the ball to the other team?
One of these guys on one of the worst teams in the league. I mean, that's kind of obvious, right?
Well, but a lot of the worst teams in the league have had guys switch in and out at quarterback.
This guy started all year. All these guys that are on the list have started all year except for one of them.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. It's not Tyler Shook then, right?
Nope.
It's not Spencer Rattler. I don't think it'd be anybody on the Giants. Worse than those guys.
I mean, this guy's been terrible this season. Like, his fan base hates him. 15 touchdowns to 14 picks is his ratio so far this year. Doing a Jameis Winston impression.
What division is this?
An older guy in the AFC West.
Oh, Geno.
Yes.
Geno.
Yes, I knew you'd get it eventually. Yeah, Geno Smith, 14 picks this year.
That's terrible.
So bad. Geno Smith is having quite the terrible year. And then he has another AFC. There's a couple of more AFC guys atop this list. An AFC East guy.
Tua
is tied with him at 14 picks. Yeah, pretty bad. Then you've got 3 quarterbacks actually, that all are on playoff teams right now. Quarterbacking playoff teams. I would say 2 of them are good. One of them's really good. One of them's fine. The other one's bad.
I feel like Bo Nix is due for 1 pick a game.
He's just outside of the list. Just outside of it. He's got 9 picks.
Is Mahomes on this?
Mahomes is not. Mahomes has 7. One of these guys is the leader of his division currently in the playoff race, but he's bad. Not a good quarterback. I know you truly don't like this guy. No, the Steelers aren't in first place. He has 7 picks.
It's Trevor Lawrence.
It's Trevor Lawrence. Yes, he has 11 picks. I'll tell you the other 2 guys, Sam Darnold, Josh Allen with 10 picks apiece.
Josh Allen reverting back to his young days.
Yes. Joe Flacco also with 10 picks as well to match them there. Okay, let's skip over to rushing yard leaders in the NFL. 4 guys over 1,000, by the way.
Jonathan Taylor.
Yep, he's number 1 still.
I don't think Derrick Henry's on this list. I don't think Jahmyr Gibbs is on this list, but Bijan has to be.
Okay, you're right. Derrick Henry's not on the list. Bijan has to be. Yep, he's 5th. Jahmyr Gibbs is on the list as well, though. He's number 4.
But he's not over 1,000, right?
He is over 1,000.
Oh, okay.
1,019.
Huh.
So you're just missing 2 and 3. Neither of these guys are on like the bye weird thing either, so I'll just give you that. Not looking at a Rico Dowdle situation here.
And it's not CMC either. It's not Josh Jacobs, is it?
Not Josh Jacobs. He's
Is it
18.
DeAndre Swift?
Nah, Swift has got about 770 right now. One of these guys is probably considered by some one of the better running backs in the league. I mean, that makes sense. But like probably a top 3 running back in the league right now as far as what he's been able to do. Doesn't catch a lot of passes, but just runs the ball.
Oh, James Cook.
Yep, James Cook, number 2 at over 1,200 yards. He's the only guy that really has a chance to catch Jonathan Taylor. Then this other guy, I'm kind of surprised he has this many yards because this guy catches a ton of passes as well. Really good fantasy running back this season. Has been kind of irrelevant because his team isn't good. Yes. Devon Achane.
Achane.
Yeah, whatever you want to call him. Same thing for the touchdowns for running backs. It's Taylor, Jacobs, Henry, Gibbs. Who's the leading quarterback in rushing touchdowns, though?
It's got to be Allen, right?
Yep, 11. Jalen Hurts right behind him at 8, so it's not Hurts this year. Kind of crazy.
Let's quickly do receivers.
Yep.
Puka was on this list for the longest time. I still guess him. I know JSN is definitely on it.
Yeah, JSN is number 1 by over 250 yards over the next guy. Puka is still 3rd.
Okay. Let's go with Pickens.
Pickens is 2nd. Only 3 guys over 1,000 yards. Pretty wild. JSN just over 1,300.
That is such a crazy difference. Has Nico missed time?
Nico has missed time, yeah. He's 13th.
Jamar's missed time. Jefferson's having a bad year because his quarterbacks suck. Oh, is it Jamar?
Jamar is still on here despite getting suspended for the one game. Yeah, he's at 4th place, 971.
So I only need the 5th guy?
Just need the 5th guy.
It's not Adams, is it?
Not Adams.
It's not St. Brown, is it?
It is St. Brown, yes. 884. Trey McBride, by the way, 6th place. Whew.
That's crazy. McBride. All right, that's our trip around the league. We'll do our NFL spread picks coming up in a little bit as well. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live on 100.9 The Mitt. Are the injuries going to be too much to overcome tonight against the Dallas Cowboys? Answer that question when we come back. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on The Mitt. As always, you guys can see us right here. You can see the difference at Midland Eye Care, where your vision is their focus, offering comprehensive eye exams, glasses, contacts, and advanced eye health services. Friendly, knowledgeable staff and a wide selection of stylish frames for every face and budget. Locally owned and trusted by families throughout the Midland area while offering comprehensive eye care services and in-demand lenses and frames. Whether you're updating your prescription or checking in on your eye health, they've got you covered. Book your appointment today and start seeing clear tomorrow. You can use your Epic Vision to see us live on the YouTube stream. Love seeing the subscriber count go up, so if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. We're just trying to make Detroit sports fun again. The only problem is I feel like I'm not being very fun today with my stance on what is going to happen with the Lions. I'm just honest. That's what I am.
Yeah.
I'm just
gotta
honest.
Respect it.
All right. When we come back, more on the injuries occurring tonight in the Lions game. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live on The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
From making athletic footwear stronger and lighter to powering the future of electric racing vehicles, material science and R&D are the MVPs of innovation. At Dow, we collaborate with customers and partners to tackle a wide range of sports product challenges with cutting-edge advancements in technology. Dow's innovations can help to improve performance and sustainability throughout the world of sports. Dow, at the intersection of sports and science.
Hey, did you guys catch anything yet?
Not a thing.
Ah, bummer, neither have we. I'm actually just about to head into town. I'm going to go into Higher Standards Automotive. They got this award-winning service department with amazing technicians and this large parts department in case I want to fix it myself. They got the part there.
Whatever.
No, I'm serious, man. It's out there.
Yeah, just like when you tried to convince me Bigfoot was real.
Ray?
Bigfoot's behind me, isn't he?
Yeah, we got it. Run! Get out! Stop into Higher Standards Automotive, North Eastman Road in Midland, right past the mall.
Ready to make your summer unforgettable? Bring your crew to Dow Diamond with special group ticket offerings from the Great Lakes Loons. Whether it's your office, church, team, or family party, there's nothing like being at the ballpark. Private venues, high-end food options, or discounted tickets and food credits for groups as small as 16. Book your group outing today by calling 989-837-BALL or visit loons.com.
Need a unique, versatile space for your next event? From the moment you arrive at Dow Diamond, it's easy to see how it's more than just a baseball stadium. With private areas for groups as small as 30 to large-scale events for 300 plus, even full-service catering, Dow Diamond has you covered. From trade shows, corporate meetings and seminars to holiday parties, high school proms, and weddings, book Dow Diamond for your next event. Just call 989-837-2255 or visit dowdiamondevents.com. It is the Scholar Athlete of the Month, proudly presented by Fisher Companies here on Sports Radio 100.9, The Mitt. This month's recipient is Braden Schwartzkampf from Calvary Baptist Academy. With a 3.7 GPA, Braden is a two-sport athlete playing basketball and soccer. He owns a lawn business. He's in the choir, mock election, and wants to be a teacher for his career. Braden gained experience with Teachers for Tomorrow.
I started to teach math and tutor kids in that class who were struggling. And then for grammar, I just went around doing spell checks, and I think I taught the class 4 or 5 times. I really enjoyed being able to help the kids out and just impact their life in a way. It was a really cool experience.
Next fall, Braden will continue his academic and athletic career studying and playing basketball at Spring Harbor College. To hear the full interview and nominate a local athlete for our scholarship program, visit 1009themitt.com.
When you want NFL football on the radio.
It is another defensive touchdown. Wow, he got hammered, dude.
You know where to turn.
Let's go. Come on.
This week is no different.
Somebody go make a play. We can never lose our competitiveness.
Thursday night football is here.
Back-to-back Thursdays with the Lions on the Mitt. Ford Field sees Detroit and Dallas tonight. Coverage at 7:30, presented by Ace Hardware, downtown Midland.
Right here on Sports Radio 100.9, The Mitt. We're in your town, your school, your huddle. 100.9 The Mitt is here for sports fans in the Great Lakes Bay region. From the hardwoods of Saginaw to Midland's Friday Night Lights. From the streets of Bay City to Freeland, Frankenmuth, and Hemlock. We roll through Beaverton, Auburn, Pinconning, Essexville, and Shepherd. All the way to Gladwin, Birch Run, Coleman, and Bridgeport. This is your sports station. High school, college, NFL, the Looms. It's all right here. 100.9 The Mitt, Mid-Michigan sports leader.
Bel Air Brown, Dragon's Milk, Mad Hatter, Purple Gang, and Huma Loopalicious. These are names that let the imagination run wild and let the taste buds take a stroll. Welcome to the craft beer craze in Michigan. Bolstered by the Great Lakes and nurtured by the glacier-rich soil, here awaits a brewer's paradise. With fresh hops growing tall in the Old Mission Peninsula and fresh barley fields sweeping the mitten, Michigan ranks 5th in the nation in the number of breweries, microbreweries, and brew pubs. From Good Harbor Golden to Whitefish Bay Wheat, from Motown Lager all the way to Park Bench Porter, Michigan is serving up a frosty glass of perfection. Whether you want to take in a game with a two-hearted ale or just sit on a front porch sipping a Steelhead Red, let's tap into life at its fullest and treat ourselves to a taste that's pure Michigan. Your trip begins at Michigan.org.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
All right, welcome back into the Ben Bosscher Show. Are the injuries going to be too much to overcome for this Detroit Lions team tonight? We've got, first of all, no Kirby Joseph once again, which has become just a really dark cloud over the Lions season. They have, despite, being 3-3 in their last 6 games and, obviously not having the season they'd want, they've been in all these losses. They've been one big play away from completely flipping the game. That is what Kirby Joseph does. He flips games with a single play. Of the 46 snaps he plays, he only needs one play to completely turn the game around. And the Lions have been missing him for 6 weeks now. He's not going to be playing again tonight against Dallas. And then the other big one is Amon-Ra St. Brown. Enormous question mark. I'm going to lean no. I'd put it at like 85% chance he's not going to play. They're leaving the door open. They're ruling him as questionable. From my understanding, he's going to go through warm-ups, or at least try to, but without any practice this week, it just feels super unlikely that he's going to be going.
Right.
The guys that we know are out, Kirby Joseph, like I mentioned, Khalif Raymond, which you shouldn't matter, but if Amon-Ra's not going to play, not having Khalif Raymond's kind of a big deal because suddenly Isaac Tesla and Tom Kennedy are important factors.
You just don't really have the slot guy. Like Kennedy just kind of becomes that guy.
Yeah. And then obviously no Laporta, no Brock Wright, which means Ross Dwelly is the tight end. Guys that are questionable, Taylor Decker, I assume he's going to play. Penei Sewell, I assume he's going to play too. Coyote Awosika popped up on the injury report on Tuesday. Super alarming because he was healthy on Monday.
Right.
If he's not able to go, you're leaning on rookie 6th-round pick Miles Frazier, who hasn't played all year and really hasn't practiced all year long either. Kind of just came back from his pup list injury, which I don't even remember what it was. He's just been out for like all year basically. Started practicing again less than a month ago. He might be starting at left guard today, which you do not feel good about.
That'd be terrible.
On top of all the X's and O's reasons and why we're worried about this Lions game tonight, the injuries are just stacking up in a way where it's like there are some important players out tonight. You don't feel great about.
Yeah, I mean, some major important players. I will say about the St. Brown thing, like, it sounds super cliche, but he truly is one of those guys where if he just has any shot of playing,
he's going to play.
Feels like he's going to play.
Yeah.
And so that's why I honestly feel like I would lean more towards I think he's actually going to play, personally.
So if I put it at 85% no, you'd put it at, what, 50-50?
I mean, if he is going to – is that confirmed he's going to warm up? because I know he's like a questionable game time decision or whatever.
If he's a game time decision, that kind of just tells me he's going to try to warm
up. He will play. If he's warming up out there, I think he's going to play. So I think it's more of a 50-50. Now, like to your point you said earlier, that doesn't mean he's going to be the Amon-Ra St. Brown we know and love. It doesn't mean he's going to be out there for every single snap. And it doesn't mean the second he takes one hit that all of a sudden, he might just actually take this one out. So it's still an injury that the Lions are dealing with nonetheless, whether or not he plays or not.
What's the second biggest injury concern to you for new guys? Well, I guess discluding the Laporta thing. Because the Brock Wright thing, I think, is getting whatever, Brock Wright's out. No, that's an enormous deal, in my opinion.
With the St. Brown thing in play as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm all of a sudden freaking out if Coyote Awosika is not going to play at left guard.
Well, they'll probably just move Tristan Colon to left guard, right? The backup center.
Okay, he sucked when he played. So either way, I'm super worried.
Are we acting like Coyote Awosika doesn't suck either?
No, he does, but if we're taking out someone who sucks for someone who sucks even more, going up against where Dallas's biggest strength is on defense and in defensive tackles who get after the quarterback, that might be a death sentence. Because this is the kind of thing where it's even against Green Bay, when it's you're talking yourself into the win. I was 1,000% convinced they were going to win the game. And then it's one drive in, Jared Goff is fearing for his life and getting rid of the ball as soon as possible. And, some people think pressures aren't a real stat. Oh, we saw it for the Packers because they were pressuring Jared Goff and affecting every decision that he made. And he was throwing some bad balls even when he wasn't, getting sacked. I'm all of a sudden one drive into that game, oh man, I didn't take this into consideration. Is this going to be one of those where, despite Dallas having a poor defense, if Awosika's not even in there tonight and you're relying on your third string left guard with a Graham Glasgow who's been kind of horrible this season up against one of the best interior defensive tackles in the NFL, this is one of those things where it's within a drive and a half, we'll know whether or not Quinnen Williams is going to be a wrecking ball,
Right. Yeah, I think that at the end of the day, the fact that we're having the conversation of the second string left guard or the third string left guard, I think it's just kind of a pointless argument, right? It's going to be bad either way.
Yeah. No, I mean, you're right, but also, for every guy who's out, it's going to get a little bit worse and a little bit worse, and you're going up against an all-pro defensive tackle.
Totally.
That's super concerning to me. So, on top of all the X's and O's reasons, on top of the fact that the Lions have not looked great and haven't been able to get after the quarterback and protect Jared Goff, all of a sudden the injuries are yet another thing that is stacking up against this Lions team right now. I don't feel great about it.
It's hard to. And then you add in the fact that the opponent coming in is playing some of the best football of any team in the NFL right now. They've beaten the two teams that played in the Super Bowl last year in back-to-back weeks.
Third ring in my Tuesday tower.
Yeah, they're playing really good, and they also are kind of fighting for their spot in the NFC wildcard more than the Lions are. They're truly playing they can't lose another game. Whereas the Lions, we've talked about, they can go 4-1. Well, you lose this game, you're asking yourself to go 4-0 the rest of the way with the Rams and the Bears on the schedule just seems improbable. And so all of those factors really make you feel sketched out.
I feel like the Lions fans are totally underrating how important this Brock Wright injury is. The fact that he's not out there and you're relying on a Ross Dorelli who's a practice player at the end of the day.
Right, who caught 0 passes last week, correct?
Yes.
Caught one pass for 3 yards.
Brock Wright, to me, is one of those many names that are unsung heroes on this Detroit Lions team because if you guys remember correctly this offseason, Dallas or San Fran tried to poach him.
That was last offseason, right? I think it was.
Oh, was it?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, Dallas tried their tail off to poach this guy and give him a contract, and the Lions actually matched it and gave him even more to keep him around as the second tight end. And, they kind of read into the future on this and how important it is to have two tight ends because that's been a trend this year in the NFL to have the 12 personnel. Him being, whether or not Laporta's healthy at all, he's been a really important contributor for this Lions team this year, even when he's not catching the ball. Okay, when Laporta goes out, he's all of a sudden becoming one of the more important pieces that isn't necessarily a guy that you see everyone wearing his jersey around at all. But now that
everybody
he's out...
Everybody knows Brock Wright, though. Everybody knows Brock Wright.
And now that he's out, it's oh, my God. We don't have a single tight end that you can rely on to go get open or catch a pass.
That has played snaps.
No.
That's even the bigger part. It's not even that. It's just these guys don't even play.
Tom Kennedy, there's a chance, is the second most experienced receiver going into tonight's game with no Khalif Raymond, potentially no Amon-Ra, and Isaac Tesla being a rookie who, there's been many games this year where he doesn't play. Yeah, there's like a real chance that Tom Kennedy is the second most experienced player on this team. All right. NFL spread pick's going to come up in the 11 o'clock hour. John's going to come on, and I'll tell him all my thoughts on the Lions. Hopefully he can pump some optimism into this show because we are lacking it right now. We're lacking belief in this Lions team, unfortunately, so we're going to bring on someone with zero belief in his own team, New York Giants fan, Midland's finest New Yorker, John Vicari. That's coming up all in the 11 o'clock hour when we come back.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
You've known Hard Rock for decades, but Hard Rock Bet is Michigan's newest casino app. And what you see when you sign up is actually what you get.
If you're not up money after 24 hours of playing slots, you'll get up to $1,000 back in casino bonus to play again.
Plus 200 bonus spins on Huff and More Puff. Wins paid in cash, no catch.
Hard Rock Bet Casino, now in Michigan. Roll with us. Offered by Seminole Hard Rock Digital, LLC. All rewards issued as non-withdrawable site credits. Must be 21 plus and present in Michigan to play. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
When you want NFL football on the radio.
It is another defensive touchdown. Wow, he got hammered, dude.
You know where to turn.
Let's go. Come on.
This week is no different.
Somebody go make a play. We can never lose our competitiveness.
Thursday night football is here.
Back-to-back Thursdays with the Lions on the Mitt. Ford Field sees Detroit and Dallas tonight. Coverage at 7:30, presented by Ace Hardware, downtown Midland.
Right here on Sports Radio 100.9, The Mitt.
I'm Ben Bosscher, and here's what I think. I think the Pistons are real contenders to win the Eastern Conference if they make a trade and are going to be the third 60-win team in franchise history. I think the inevitable collision between Dusty May, Tom Izzo, Michigan, and Michigan State is going to be one of the most epic clashes we see in college basketball all season long. I think if the Tigers decide to trade Tarek Skubal, I'm not going to be a fan of them anymore. And I think if you agree or disagree with anything I just said, you should tune into the Ben Bosscher Show weekdays from 9 to noon on 100.9 The Mitt.
This is more than just a lineup. It's a daily ritual for the die-hard Michigan sports fans. At 6 a.m., Anthony Bellino wakes up the state with Spin on Sports.
I do not believe it.
At 9, the Ben Bosscher Show is appointment listening hosted here in the Great Lakes Bay region.
I would like to buy some Casey Mize stock.
America's Best takes over at noon. The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
Well, what about Patrick Mahomes?
And at 3, Bill Simonson brings it home on The Huge Show. Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt, for the most passionate fans in Michigan.
High school sports don't just happen. There's a ton of work that goes into every single athletic event.
And we have our school's athletic director to thank for a lot of it. Thank you.
For scheduling officials, so I can always play the game I love.
For ordering quality athletic equipment, so I can stay safe on the field.
For mentoring my coaches, so they can be the best role models for me.
For coordinating transportation, so I can get focused for the big game.
For helping us develop character and learn lessons that will benefit us for the rest of our lives.
Thank you to our AD for always creating a positive experience for us. We'll never forget it.
From all of us at the NIAAA, thank you to every athletic administrator in Michigan for all you do to enrich the lives of your students. It does not go unnoticed. This message presented by the NIAAA, the National Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
From the Blazy Electric Studios, this is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt, WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
$11 o'clock hour has arrived. As always, brought to you by our friends over at Yiter Insurance Group. Life happens fast, and at Yiter Insurance Group, they're here to make sure you're covered every step of the way. Locally owned and trusted in Midland for decades, they treat you like family, not just another policy number. From home and auto to business and life insurance, Yiter has the right coverage for every stage of life. Their team makes insurance simple with expert advice and real people you can actually talk to. Yiter Insurance Group, they'll be there when you need them since 1940. You know what we need tonight, guys? We need a Lions win if we want this season to stay alive, because not only do their playoff odds plummet all the way to 10% if they lose this game, they're already below 50, by the way, but if they lose this game, I mean, the playoff hopes are essentially dead. If they win 4 straight games, they're going to have a more than decent chance to make the playoffs, but it's certainly not a guarantee. And also, if you lose this game, and it's the 2 straight games to the Packers and the Cowboys, and then you can even go back and it's like, okay, you also lost to the Eagles. Okay, you also barely beat the Giants. There's no reason to have any faith in this team if they lose tonight. And I said all this stuff last week when they lost to Green Bay on Thanksgiving. Like, they have to win this game to give us any sort of confidence the rest of the season. And their loss to Green Bay and me getting to the point of no return with this team on Thanksgiving is part of the reason, it's most of the reason that going into this game against Dallas, I have just about no confidence in this Lions team that they're going to be able to pick up a win tonight at home even. The fact that they're favored is almost surprising me, but it's home. It's Dan Campbell and the Lions who don't lose 2 games in a row. I get all that stuff. But, man, from an X's and O's standpoint, and even from a look at what the Lions have done over the past month and look at what the Cowboys have done over the past month, just the extreme differences in those 2 teams over the past 4 games, I just have little faith in this Detroit Lions team tonight. I hope you guys feel a different way. I know by the time 8:20 rolls around, I'm going to be pumped up. I'm going to be wearing the jersey. I'm going to be ready to go to war with this Dallas team and like I'm on the team with this Lions group. And I'll talk myself into like, okay, if we just win this game, then the rest of the season, like there's a chance to sneak into the playoffs. And if you get there, like, who knows? I'm going to convince myself of all that stuff tonight. But I promised myself I'd always be honest with everyone when I'm talking to this microphone. And right now it is a very different feeling than what I've had for the past 3 years when I've had a relentless amount of optimism with this group. I lack it right now, unfortunately. Kyle, mostly I think you agree with me, but you're a little you're not as out on that.
Yeah, I'm for sure more optimistic than you are. I just think that me personally, it's definitely the fan coming out in me more than anything, right? I think that's basically it, but it's just like there is outlying factors that I think you can rely on, and the big one is that I trust this team coming off a loss. And that's something that I prioritize more than anything.
Well, what does John Vicari think, who's back from New York after abandoning us for nearly 3 weeks, it felt like? How you doing?
Abandoning. I went home for Thanksgiving. By the way, I can't hear myself. You have to use this headphone jack?
We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that. You can hear us, though, right?
No. I'm hearing you
give me
out
that
loud.
One. Give me that one.
This?
You're just plug yourself in so you can hear. There we go. We don't talk about there. We're fine. How was Thanksgiving, John? I know Thanksgiving is a whole week you go at this point, but that's the John Vicari way. He goes home for Thanksgiving. We have no idea when he's coming back. Arrives a week later.
You beefing that way is ridiculous, and I heard Brad was saying the same thing. Oh, I don't know where John is. First off, it's called text messaging. Welcome to the 21st century. Also, Wednesday, my plan is, just because I'm based on, all right, we're going to do spread picks on Wednesday, then I'm going to be part of the show. No one gives me a heads up. No one texts. So I'm like, all right, I figure I'm going to be a part of the 11 o'clock hour. Lomas Brown came on, which, hey, getting bumped for Lomas Brown is fine. He comes on during the 11 o'clock hour. You guys do spread picks without me with no heads up in the 10 o'clock hour? Are you kidding me? I don't even fill them out?
Hey.
Not that they were good picks.
We told you we were doing it on Wednesday.
Yeah, but I figured the time wouldn't change, or someone would have told me if the time changed.
How about this? Be awake.
I was awake. No, I wasn't watching the show. No offense.
You didn't even have it filled out in the sheet. I mean, like, it would be
because I know I have till 11.
Lock in.
I was looking at games. That's what I was doing during that.
That was a whole week ago.
Yeah, it was a whole week ago.
Now we're here. Dialed in.
Sure.
You as an outsider, as a team that's been dead in the water since week 5, as the Giants fan.
Thanks, man.
Is there any reason that the Lions fans should be optimistic tonight and the rest of the season based on what you've seen as a non-biased person through the last, I haven't even, did we see each other after the Lions-Giants game? Or were you already gone?
We haven't talked to John even about Lions-Giants.
No.
So,
I went home the next
you
day.
got to watch that. That was way closer than it needed to be. And then you saw the Lions on Thanksgiving as well.
Yeah.
Is there any reason the Lions fans should be optimistic?
Just because of the remaining schedule, yes. I still think they could win 4 or 5. It's not that it's not the easiest schedule of all time, but I do think just based on how the Rams played last week against Carolina, they're a little overrated. I think anyone's beatable in the NFC on a week-to-week basis. It's competitive. It's not top-heavy. Like, we thought it was just going to be top-heavy with Philly. Philly's beatable. Not that the Lions beat them, but they're beatable. And I think the Rams are now too, so it's just really who's healthiest and maybe who's hottest, kind of like in baseball terms, going into the playoffs for the NFC. So if you catch the Rams on a bad week, then I think this Lions team is good enough, and then the remaining 3 games after are all winnable, including Chicago, just because what you did in week 2. But there's no sign or indication from recent weeks that you should feel good. They don't look good. Like, they're not playing well. The defense made Jordan Love look like a world beater, and the offense just didn't do enough.
I mean, Jameis looked like a world beater.
Well, you say that, though. Giants needed 2 trick plays, man. The Giants threw the kitchen sink at you guys, and still
worked.
lost.
And it worked.
Worked to an extent. They still blew the lead. Like, if there wasn't 2 trick play touchdowns, and listen, Jameson Williams stiff-arming Derek Barnes, I still can't believe happened. But the first one, just the trick play. They treated that game like their Super Bowl and still lost. Like, let's be honest. That's what it was. It was like, all right, there's no dart, so let's just Jameis to the fullest extent. Kafka loves throwing the ball 50 times a game because they knew they couldn't run the ball, and they hung in for as long as they could. But, I mean, if that makes you should feel worse about the Lions based on how they played against the Packers than the Giants. Because, again, the Giants treated that like their Super Bowl just because of the circumstances. But, yeah, there's just how this team keeps getting more and more injured, looks terrible in terms of, not terrible, but just looks worse and worse against divisional opponents. It's hard to be optimistic, but the schedule is what it is. You have not a clear path, but control your own destiny where it's like, all right, you win 4 or 5, ideally 5 of 5, but you win 4 or 5, you're in. They can do it. I'm talking about the lack of faith I have against the Cowboys. I feel like Matt Stafford and the Rams are going to destroy this team next week. Like, I understand if you said that a couple weeks ago. I watched that team against Carolina,
have had their number, man.
The Lions have had their number. All the more reason that the Rams are going to come out with a little bit of vengeance. Look, your thing about Carolina, and the Rams lost to them. It was 9-point favorites. It's also one of those West Coast teams coming out east, which we've talked about many times for the 1 o'clock slates.
Mm-hmm.
It took Matt Stafford turning the ball over, was it 3 or 4 times, for them to have a chance of losing, and that's not something I think is reliable the rest of the season. Like he that's what he doesn't do. In the one game he did, that's what it takes for the Rams to lose.
Sure.
Kyle and I think are in agreements on this. They are like head and shoulders should be favorites to win the Super Bowl. It's the only team I fully trust.
That's the team I'm like most confident to make the Super Bowl on either side. Rams to make the Super Bowl in the NFC, I think, is like the most confidence I have in anybody.
Wow.
Who would you say it is? Like the Super Bowl favorite?
I mean, I guess the odds still saying Rams. I'm still a Buffalo believer, even what I've seen.
We are too.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's AFC, but what I've seen recently, I mean, I guess in the NFC I would go Rams, but I'm not feeling as confident as you guys are. I mean, and Philly could still figure it out, even though they've looked dreadful.
Sure.
What about Chicago?
No.
Good one.
Absolutely. They're still 6-point dogs going to. Well, we'll get to our.
We'll get to those.
Our spread picks here momentarily.
But yeah, I like it. I don't know. I think we just view the Rams differently, and it might just be a misstep. And I know it had to take a really bad Matt Stafford game for Carolina to do it. But I mean, Panthers 7-6, like that's their one
crazy.
signature win. Like that shocked me. It's really who's going to be healthiest at this tail end of the season in the NFC, in my opinion. Which I mean, the Rams are pretty healthy right now, so it's a good indication for them.
I'm going to throw up in my mouth if the Lions miss the playoffs and the Panthers are
Gross.
dancing in January. That doesn't sit right with me.
Dude, Bryce Young, baby, it's been great.
They can't quit them. They can't quit them. All right, let's do our NFL spread picks when we come back. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mid. John's joining us. Kyle's here as always. Mr. Appliance is your go-to for fast, reliable home appliance repair right here in Midland. From refrigerators to ovens, washers, dryers, and more, they'll get you back up and running. Upfront pricing, friendly techs, and dependable service that you can trust. If you need help at your business, Mr. Appliance is just a call or click away. Keep your home running smooth with Mr. Appliance. Schedule service today at MrAppliance.pro.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
It is the Scholar Athlete of the Month, proudly presented by Fisher Companies here on Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitts. This month's recipient is Braden Schwartzkampf from Calvary Baptist Academy. With a 3.7 GPA, Braden is a two-sport athlete playing basketball and soccer. He owns a lawn business. He's in the choir, mock election, and wants to be a teacher for his career. Braden gained experience with Teachers for Tomorrow.
I started to teach math and tutor kids in that class who were struggling. And then for grammar, I just went around doing spell checks, and I think I taught the class 4 or 5 times. I really enjoyed being able to help the kids out and just impact their life in a way. It was a really cool experience.
Next fall, Braden will continue his academic and athletic career studying and playing basketball at Spring Harbor College. To hear the full interview and nominate a local athlete for our scholarship program, visit 1009themit.com.
Hi, I know it's late, but I just had a fender bender, and I wasn't sure who to call.
You did the right thing. At Yiter Insurance, we're here for you 24/7, day or night, weekday or weekend. You'll always get a real person ready to help. Backed by Auto Owners Insurance.
Life doesn't happen on a 9-to-5 schedule, and neither does Yiter. With trusted partners like Auto Owners, whether it's a claim, a question about coverage, or just peace of mind, you can count on us anytime you need us.
Yiter Insurance. Your friends in the insurance business. Always on, always here for you.
From the depths of the ocean to the farthest reaches of space, Corning's technologies push the boundaries of what's possible. We're the world's leading innovator in glass and ceramic science, and we're innovating right here in Michigan. Corning's solar wafer site in Hemlock is helping guarantee American energy security. We're investing in our local Michigan communities. That's why Corning is a proud sponsor of the Great Lakes Loons. Learn more about Corning today at corning.com.
A beautiful yard increases both the value of your home and the quality of your life. Commercially, landscaping creates a positive impression of your professionalism and commitment to community, customers, and employees. Cervinsky Sod has been creating and maintaining outdoor spaces for 56 years. Whether your project is residential or commercial, the team at Cervinsky Sod Services will work with you to build and meet budgets and finish the job with top quality and in a timely manner. To get a quote, call 989-835-4810 or visit CervinskySodService.com.
Transform your outdoor space with Maple Hill Nursery. Whether you're a gardening enthusiast or just looking to relax in style, they have everything you need. From premium polywood furniture that never needs painting to top quality plants and trees, Maple Hill Nursery has it all. Plus, they offer free setup and delivery on in-stock barbecue grills. Visit them today just north of Midland Mall or check out their website for pro tips and expert advice. Maple Hill Nursery, making your yard the place to be.
When you want NFL football on the radio.
It is another defensive touchdown. Wow, he got hammered, dude.
You know where to turn.
Let's go. Come on.
This week is no different.
Somebody go make a play. We can never lose our competitiveness.
Thursday night football is here.
Back-to-back Thursdays with the Lions on the Mitt. Ford Field sees Detroit and Dallas. Tonight, coverage at 7:30, presented by Ace Hardware, downtown Midland.
Right here on Sports Radio 100.9, The Mitt. You want sports takes? You want local voices that own the mic? Yeah. We've got them on Sports Radio 100.9, The Mitt. It kicks off at 6 a.m. with Anthony Bellino on Spin on Sports.
Rise and shine.
From 9 to noon, don't miss Michigan's newest sports show, The Ben Bosscher Show.
Hey, remember that.
At noon, you get America's smartest sports takes, The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
I want Shador to play.
And at 3, the one and only Bill Simonson and The Huge Show. This is where real fans stay locked in. 100.9 The Mitt.
They tell us we're more connected these days. We have cell phones, email, text messaging, yet we've never felt more disconnected from the people we care about the most. We need a place that's all about bringing us together. Say hello to the Great Lakes Bay region, where towns like Saginaw, Midland, Bay City, Birch Run, Chesaning, and Frankenmuth help us leave behind the overscheduled world we live in and visit a place we haven't seen in a while. One where the people make us feel right at home. And we remember just how bright our kids' eyes get, peeking through a riverboat railing, just to catch a glimpse of the wildlife. So let's go fishing, bird watching. Let's blow the suds off a local tap, take a tall ship dinner cruise at sunset, or stop by a festival just because the name made us smile. Right here in the Great Lakes Bay region, where reconnecting with what really matters is pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
All right, welcome back in. It is that time of the week. It is time for our NFL spread picks. This is like the trap line of the week. Why is it only 3.5? That's way too sus for me.
They're going to beat Jacksonville by a touchdown. I don't care if they have to go overseas to do it.
This is like disgusting football, and I want no part of it.
NFL against the spread.
What are you laughing at over there?
That sounder's just so funny. Forget how funny that is. Sus, Jacksonville against the spread. I suck at this, man. I really do. I'm so bad. I had that realization on Thanksgiving night. I'm like, man, because I wasn't on the show, obviously, because you guys didn't want me. You said, no, we want Lomas Brown. But I'm like, why didn't I pick the Cowboys? I had such a hunch.
No, you want Lomas Brown.
I had such a hunch. Yeah, Lomas Brown's going to, kiss Ben's butt for 15 minutes. It's better than having me on. Ridiculous.
I'm trying to find the last time John went over 500. He went
Thanks,
over 500 in week 7. He went 4-1. Oh, he went over 500 in week 9. Went 3-2.
Oh, good job.
Hey, he went over 500 in week 10 as well. 3-2.
Dude, it all starts now. It all starts now. You always talked about in recent weeks, like, you got to start picking more than 5 games. Maybe this week's the week.
Really?
Yeah.
John, you might have to pick all the games this week.
I don't know. I helped him out a little bit last week. I had my worst week of the season last week.
Yeah,
so.
I'm
it allowed me to get back into it.
Listen, I'm chasing 2 guys at 500. I'm still not that concerned. I just wish I was better, but I'm still facing two 500 guys.
I'm 34-34. Kyle's 34-34-1.
Yeah,
one
push
extra
pick last week.
Yeah,
which I think favors Kyle, but like percentage-wise, it favors me. But I feel like
favors you. Yes.
Percentage-wise,
yes.
I don't know. I feel like you should be awarded for taking the extra game and tying it. John, we're making it seem like it's like some terrible record. It's not great. There's time to recover, especially through the playoffs. You just got to get hot. 28-36-1.
Yeah.
You did pretty good in the Lions games.
I do.
You have the best record in the Lions spreads. 7-5 you are.
Correct.
Kyle is the worst. 8-4. 4-8. 4-8.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if
I hate the picks this week, by the way. Like all the lines this week, I'm just out on all of them.
I feel okay.
Okay.
I feel all right. Let's see if we can all agree on the first one. You have to play this one. You have to play the Lions. Thursday night, we've been talking about it all week long. Amazon Prime or right here on 100.9 The Mitt. At home, the Lions are favored by 3.
You want me to go first here?
Go ahead.
All right. Well, I'll say this. Every time I open TikTok since I've been back in the state, it's Al Michaels' Thursday Night Football and then Shabuzi, and it's annoyed me to no end. But they're really advertising this game because it's a big one.
It's the biggest Thursday game of the year.
Dallas versus Detroit. I told you I should have picked Dallas last week, and I regretted it. I'm not going to have the same regrets this week, unfortunately. I hate to do it. I love picking the Lions, especially for all of you guys, to have that moral support. Maybe it's good because I'm not good at these picks, that maybe it'll be the inverse. But this is a game that's going to be a shootout, in my opinion. Speaking of Al Michaels, he's going to think it's the greatest show on turf. It's going to be high scoring up and down. And in games I think are going to be decided that way, I want to take what is the better quarterback and the quarterback that has more weapons. And based on Amon-Ra being out, I'm going under that assumption. And based on how Pickens and Lamb have played this year, the Cowboys just have more weapons. And I think that will be the decider late in this one. I do think it's going to be a one-possession game, but I think Dallas is going to come through. I'm going to take them +3. And obviously it makes it more of an uphill climb for the Lions. You basically have to win out in the remaining games. And you guys have talked about it all week, how this is the second hardest one of the remaining schedule, in your opinion, with the Rams being the hardest one. It gives you a little margin of error, but I'm going with Dallas +3 to start things out.
I'm taking Dallas +3 as well. That should come as no surprise based on everything I've said during this show. Kyle, where
would
you
have
at?
been kind of funny if you just flipped it and went Lions -3. That's kind of what I'm doing, though. Give me the Lions -3.
Hey.
Look, even just this season, off of a loss, Lions 3-1 against the spread. The lone time they didn't cover against the spread off of a loss was that game against your New York Giants, John. So what? They're about to not cover against the spread 2 times in a row, coming off a loss when they never, ever do it? Yeah, I'm out on that. Give me the Lions -3. I feel falsely confident, like I've said.
All right. Move on. 1 o'clock. No London games anymore. Titans are in Cleveland taking on the Browns. You guys see the over-under on this one?
No, what
lowest
is it?
of the year, yeah.
33.5 points.
Wow, I was playing Minnesota? I missed that.
9.5.
Yeah. Look, it's Browns defense. It's pretty good at home. And Cam Ward is not very good at home.
Is he betting on this
or
game?
on the road. You betcha I'm betting on this game. Cam Ward, under pressure, has the worst passing grade in football, only behind Geno Smith, or only in front of Geno Smith and Davis Mills.
There's
They're
no
the only
way
ones with worse.
Has a better than anybody.
This is only amongst qualified quarterbacks, so he might not count against this. I think he actually does, though. By the way, Lamar Jackson right in that group as well when under pressure. Best passer rusher in the NFL is on this other team. Myles Garrett has 19 sacks on the season. He's 3.5 away from breaking Michael Strahan's record for sacks in a game. He needs 4 to do it.
Yeah.
Guess who gets sacked 4 times a game and leads the NFL in sacks?
That's good.
Cam Ward. I think not only do the Browns win this game, but they covered their 3. I think there's a real chance Myles Garrett breaks the all-time season sacks record. We just need like 13 points from Shedeur Sanders in this one. That's what this comes down to, because I don't think the Titans can score 10.
That's fair. Judkins probably runs all over them, too.
Can we please, Shedeur, score 13, 14 points? I think that's going to get it done, because I don't think there's any way that Titans are scoring more than 10 points. I don't have a ton of faith in Shedeur. He has not looked good, but like you said, Judkins, just please, come on. Just score 14 points somehow.
I was driving through Cleveland yesterday, leaving to listen to Sports Talk Radio, my 11-hour trip back up here, and they got me excited for this game. You hit on something.
It's both betting on this game?
It's two teams that have nothing to play for, but there's 2 guys that have something to play for. You already laid it out with Garrett. Shedeur has a job to play for because the Browns decided, hey, we don't have enough heat on us. We don't have enough negative publicity. Let's open up the practice window for Deshaun Watson. So if you're Sanders, you don't want him coming back in the last 4 games. This is where you want to prove you're the starter. I don't know why in God's green earth are they bringing back Watson for these games. You already have a fan base that hates you, make them hate you more. I don't get it. But with the motivation of Shedeur and with how great the Browns' pass rush is against a team that can't protect the quarterback, I'm going Cleveland at home -3 here. You bet.
And not only this, we do get the little narrative of Cam Ward versus Shedeur Sanders, which for the longest time it was like, hey, which one of these guys is going number 1?
Yep. What a time.
Yeah. You're out, I assume, Kyle.
Yeah, I mean, I thought about this play, but I looked at the over-under and I thought, teams have to actually score points to win this game, and Vegas clearly doesn't think so. So I'm out on this game.
All right, John and I are in alignment on the first 2 picks.
Yeah.
Seahawks 7-point favorites in Atlanta. I have exiled myself from being allowed to bet on or against Atlanta. It's a West Coast team coming out east for a 1 o'clock game. Never liked that either, so I'm staying away.
Me too.
Agreed.
Okay. Glad we can all just agree to never bet on
I'm
or
done
against
betting,
Atlanta.
especially like now Kirk is the quarterback too. Like just another wrinkle thrown in that I don't ever want to bet on them.
This is like 3 years in a row too of just like you never know what version of this Atlanta team showing up. All right, little AFC South battle. The Indianapolis Colts are 1.5-point favorites on the road, taking on the Jaguars, who are home dogs. Anybody?
I really thought about taking the Colts -1.5. Like I really like that a lot. But I took the Colts last week in their divisional game against Houston, and man, did they disappoint. I don't want to get disappointed 2 weeks in a row, so I stayed away.
This is when Daniel Jones shows who he is, man, an average quarterback.
With his broken leg or whatever.
Yeah, and he's hurt again. I'm not in on this game, but Daniel Jones' status is why I'm staying away.
I'm in.
No way. Jacksonville?
No way you're in on the Jags.
Jacksonville is 2-1 against the spread at home this year as an underdog. The Colts have lost 2 games in a row. They have lost 3 of their last 4. The Colts have not won a game in the United States since beating Tennessee before Halloween. Before Halloween is their last win in the U.S.
Wow.
Jonathan Taylor's rushed for 58 yards and 85 yards the last 2 weeks. Jones has completed 56% of his passes. It feels like they have completely hit a wall, and now they're going up against the number 1 the number 1 rush defense in the NFL for yards per game, number 8 in yards per rush. The money's slightly on Indy. That makes me feel even better. I don't trust Trevor Lawrence all that much.
World's biggest Trevor Lawrence hater is betting on him this week.
I'm back.
Wow.
At home as a dog, I'm back. I'll take the Jags +1.5.
No Travis Hunter either to influence his pick either. This is just a straight. I did not expect this.
It's a bet against Daniel Jones.
Yeah. Not a bad bet.
The Vikings are favored by 1.5 That is shocking to me.
9's coming back, baby.
That I can't believe he's ever allowed to be favored, even against Tennessee. That feels almost generous that the Vikings are favored for their quarterback situation that's going on right now. They're favored by 1.5 at home against the Commanders. I'm so far away from this game, so far out.
Yeah, no, thank you.
This is like a Grinch game. I wouldn't touch it with a 29.5 foot
playing?
pole.
No one knows. Like probably not based on this line.
No, it's going to be Mariota.
Yeah, they can't win.
Right, Mariota.
They can't win with him anyways. So yeah, I'm out on this.
What was that about?
He said it in
that
the
is
Sunday
how you
night.
say his name.
Yeah, he said it in the Sunday Night Football, like, the introduction. That's how he said his own name. And then Tirico said it like that.
And then Chris Collinsworth was like,
Collinsworth didn't let it go.
Wait.
Which like
Mariota.
It's not like he went to like a no-name college and didn't play on national TV and in big bowls. How do we get How do we not get this till now that's how he says his name? He didn't once say, "Oh, by the way, I put an extra emphasis on the ta." Ridiculous. 10 years.
Chris
dude.
Collinsworth was like, so he was like cheesing being able to Mariota.
That game, by the way, people were like, "Oh, that was the best game of the week." That game would never end, man. I
agree.
I was like, "Oh my gosh, I want to go to bed."
I didn't even watch it.
Really
and
good.
I don't
Good.
feel like I missed anything. I know it's OT and everything. Cool.
Yeah, everyone's like, "It was the best game of the week." It's like, no, it was dreadful, man.
I was in my bed watching on my phone in overtime, like trying to stay awake for it.
Yeah.
And they scored in overtime, and I was like, thank God I can go to bed now. And then Tirico and Collinsworth are like, good thing the other team gets the ball now. I'm like, why did we? I hate the overtime rules now. They suck.
Yeah.
Just make it the old rules. The sudden. I don't care. Like, get a stop on defense. And also, like, the field position thing, it just feels like, I don't know. I don't like the overtime rules. Anyway, we're moving on. Nobody's in on that game. Bengals are 5.5-point dogs on the road in Buffalo. I'm out.
Joe Burrow's starting. The Bengals are 3-0. They've won their last 8 with him starting. Not going to say they're going to win because it's in Buffalo and Bills are pretty good, but Joey Burr sticking with them? I think so.
Wow.
Plus 5.5. It's not Joe Flacco. It's not Jake Browning playing quarterback. It's Joey Burrow. I'm going to have the Bengals here, a team that has a slim chance to make the postseason, but it's not impossible just based on how bad that division is. I'm going to go with the Bengals plus 5.5 here on the road. Not going to say they're going to win, but they're going to keep it close.
John, we got a good old-fashioned Kyle v. John head-to-head here. Give me the Bills minus 5.5. This Bengals, Joe Burrow's back. Oh, that's great. Oh, Jamar Chase, he didn't spit in anybody's face. He's going to be playing this week. Oh, that's great. Are we forgetting that they still roster the worst defense in the NFL? Are we just forgetting that still exists? You're going up against Josh Allen. You're going up against James Cook, who had 30 touches last week.
He might run for 100.
If James Cook gets 30 touches against the Bengals, he will break the all-time rushing record in a single game.
Yeah, he might.
The Bill, all they got to do is win by a touchdown. I mean, they're going to put up 35 points minimum. So give me the Bills minus 5.5.
I can't wait to watch this one.
Me too. Now with extra stakes, you kidding me?
Lions can't ruin my
it's a good
Sunday.
Game too.
This is
it's a great game. Yeah.
This is just an elite slate overall. Even like the Titans Browns to me is like, I have to have that in the quad box.
It's the Shador effect. It really is.
Well, we're not even halfway through the games, and it's like, okay, this week we've got Lions Cowboys Thursday night. We've got the Titans Browns game. It's entertaining nonetheless. Colts Jaguars is like huge implications, and then Bengals Bills.
Right. And we're all in on a ton of picks already so far too.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of games, I told you it's a great slate. This doesn't apply to it. Saints in Tampa Bay taking on the Buccaneers. I wrote down Tampa minus 8.5, and then the more I started looking at it, I was like, well, Tampa doesn't actually have a good win in the last, like, month and a half, 2 months, so I'm staying away.
Yeah, I'm staying away, too. I think Baker will probably shoot another commercial in the second half because it'll be that much of a blowout. So
yeah, I'm out on this game.
Okay. Steelers-Ravens. Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
This one's got to be in the quad box, too. Playoff implications. 2 teams tied for the top of the division standings. Whoever wins this is going to be firmly in first place in that AFC North division. Ravens are favored by 5.5. Both teams have looked terrible as of late. Even with the Ravens winning, it feels like Lamar Jackson's just not the same dude this year. He's lost his superpower. What was the stat you told me before we started the show? That he has less fantasy
Sanders
points?
has more fantasy points in the last 3 weeks than Lamar Jackson.
Crazy. And Aaron Rodgers is going to be the reason Mike Tomlin gets fired at the end of the season. So I'm staying away from this one. That's a large spread.
That's smart. Me too.
I am not staying away from this one. This is an obvious pick here.
Oh.
Give me the Steelers plus 5.5. Gentlemen, I have a question for you. In the last 5 years, these two teams played twice a year, so it's 10 matchups. How many times do you think the Ravens have won by 6 points?
Zero.
Against the Steelers. One time, and it was the last time that they played. They about to do it 2 times in a row? No. These two teams always play tight, man. Every single game, this is a 2 or 3 point game. It always works out that way. The Steelers also just have the Ravens number in the last 5 years as well. Give me Pittsburgh plus 5.5.
I believe I have a rule in my betting book about this game.
About if Mike Tomlin says that he deserves to be booed in the week prior, bet them or what?
Yeah.
No, so okay, I
I
pulled up.
deserve to lose
Hey Mike,
my job.
the fans said you're terrible and you should be fired. What do you think? Yeah, no, I don't disagree. I get where they're coming from. I can't wait till he's the coach of the Giants. It's gonna be awesome.
Penn State.
My betting book rule number 5 is no touchdown scorers allowed to be bet on in Ravens versus Steeler games, with a hyperlink attached to an 18-16 game in which no touchdowns were had, a field goal fest.
Nice.
It was all field goals?
Actually, I take that back. Lamar had 1 touchdown.
How's that even possible?
The Steelers, however, had 18 points with 0 touchdowns.
And won the game.
And won the game.
Chris Boswell special, probably.
Yep, that's exactly what it was. I'm staying away. Kyle's on the Ravens. Or on the Steelers, sorry. Dolphins taking on the Jets. Dolphins 3-point favorites on the road. Anybody interested in the home dog, New York Jets?
Dolphins are still in the hunt, on those graphics.
They actually are.
Yeah.
I mean, they kind of are, too. You look at their schedule, it's like they could actually finish 9-8 and maybe have somewhat of a chance. I, though, will not be favoring the Miami Dolphins. Instead, I will be rocking with the New York Jets.
Go.
Aaron Glenn and the Jets at home +3. This is the only reason why I picked this game. Out of nowhere, the Dolphins have won 3 games in a row. Did anyone know that ever? And did any NFL fan know that? No. Are they going to win 4 games in a row? No chance this team wins 4 games in a row. They are not a 4-game winning streak built team. They're going to lose to the Jets. I'm going to take the Jets straight up even rather than a +3. So I'm getting some points here.
Wow. So you do not think they're still in the hunt?
Well, I mean, technically they are still in the hunt, yes, but I don't personally think they are.
Jets semi-frisky their last 5 weeks, too. They just beat Atlanta. They lost to the Ravens.
They clearly don't care about, they found something with Tyrod Taylor. They don't care about being the worst team in the league.
Oh,
Whatever.
Clearly not.
Yeah.
They've got enough. They've got the double first-round picks each in the next 2 years, too, where they don't have to. If they really want to move up, I'm sure they can. They've got enough draft capital to not really care about if they're picking 3rd or 6th.
They don't care about being the worst team in the league because the worst team in the league plays in their stadium. That's the other team. That's why.
No, the worst team in the league we bet against already.
Yeah.
In the Tennessee Titans.
Can I pick the bye over the Giants this week?
Yes.
Is that a spread pick I can make?
Younghoe Koo's still gonna miss a field goal, dude. When that happened,
is there an explanation to that?
That he stinks. He's terrible. That they can't find. He went to high school in New Jersey, so he's got to be a Giant. No, find someone who could kick a ball, man. Sorry.
How many guys have kicked for the Giants in the last 2 seasons?
It should be 1 because we actually gave a kicker a multi-year contract because they're doofuses. They're like, hey, Graham Gano, here's multiple years, but you won't be healthy? Awesome. So he's kicked Judd, McEnany, or whatever, and Coop. So, yeah, terrible.
That's awesome.
3 this year, though, if you're wondering.
That's
and
so
Koo will be
fantastic.
kicking for them post-bye?
I hope not. Release him. Get some kid from a New Jersey high school that's still in high school. I don't care. If he can kick the ball.
That's still in high school.
If he doesn't miss the ball on national TV, where Joe Buck's call was literally, well, that was embarrassing. I'm 50 years old, and I probably could have done that. Yeah, no crap.
We have to keep going.
Terrible.
Broncos 7.5-point favorites. Another road favorite because they're going up against what actually might be the worst team in the league in the Raiders.
Here we go. Well, hopefully that range true on Sunday because I'm going to rock with the Broncos. I think they felt a little embarrassed being that close to the Mariota-led Commanders. So I'm going to rock with Denver -7.5. I think this is more on their defense, just forcing the issue and forcing turnovers than maybe Bo Nix having a great day, but they're going to win by double digits. And I'm going to pick them -7.5 in a dome road atmosphere.
I'm out.
Rams 8.5-point favorites against the Cardinals. Once again, the theme of the week: road favorites, big road favorites. 8.5 in State Farm Arena. I'm staying away.
Yeah, I've been
Me too.
picking the Cardinals a good amount recently lately.
How's that worked out?
Not great, so I'm not doing it this week. They were the push pick last week, so yeah, I'm out on that.
Mm-hmm.
All of us?
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Bears in Lambeau.
Oh, man.
I mean, this team
They
can't
are
beat Green
begging
Bay
you.
in general. And they're not even asking you to beat Green Bay in order to cover this spread. 6.5-point favorites the Packers are at home against the number 1 seed in the NFC. Like Kyle said, they're begging you to take the Bears, and I won't do it. I won't do it.
Everybody's betting on the Bears. 80% of the spread bets from the public are on Chicago, and this line has not moved. That's never a good sign. I mean, it's definitely too many points. It should probably be like 4.5. But like you said, Ben, this is like the biggest stay away, I think, of all time. So no thank you.
Biggest stay away? Not for your boy. I'm just going to keep picking Chicago because it's the only team that doesn't let me down. I'd have to go through and see what my record is when picking the Bears. But it just keeps happening for me, which is great. Plus 6.5. I don't know when people will stop. Oh, they're not as good as we think. They're not, they're overrated, blah, 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 blah. They have 3 losses this year, man. It's a divisional game. It's against a Green Bay team that, of course, looks great against the Lions, but that was kind of the, coming alive party for them. I think in a gritty NFC North matchup, the Bears lose by a field goal. It's what they do. And plus 6.5, I'm going to take. And I understand why the public's on it. I am the public, and I am on it.
I know John doesn't believe
analysis. I am the public.
That's me. I'm 28-36-1. I'm the losing public.
I know John doesn't believe in these sort of stats.
Uh-huh.
Oh, DVOA.
What is it about Caleb?
Yeah.
Caleb shouldn't be doing this. He shouldn't be doing this.
No, I was just going to bring up the fact that they are still somehow 19th in DVOA, 1 spot ahead the Arizona Cardinals. It truly makes no sense how they have 9 wins this season. But I will say, pretty impressive how they've ran the ball against Philly. Still 6-point dogs.
Yeah.
All right. Sunday night. Texans at Chiefs. Another incredible game for this incredible slate. This is truly a win-or-go-home game, similar to how tonight's game is a win-or-go-home game for the Lions and Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, 1,000,000%. Texans back against the wall. Chiefs at home. Their backs against the wall, too. This is the best defense in football, in my opinion. This pass rush is maybe the best front four I've ever seen, constantly pressuring the quarterback. Patrick Mahomes has not been protected very well, yet they are still 3.5-point favorites at home. I think all of us have taken the Chiefs 3 weeks in a row and have been burned all 3 times. Is anyone going to do it again?
Nope. I sold my stock on it on Monday that I would not be betting on the Chiefs again this season. No, thank you. Doesn't mean I'm betting on Houston. I'm just out.
Listen, December is about people trying to be happy. And speaking of happiness, Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift, they've never had an argument in their 2.5-year relationship. That's pretty cool.
No, I don't think that is. I think that's actually a red flag.
Well,
it's
also
a lie.
Just
not true.
Yeah,
it's a lie.
But and listen, I don't want.
And if it's the truth, run away from her or quit being whatever you're being.
Which is.
Yeah, what does that even
mean?
Yeah,
what is that? Quit being what? A pushover? Are you going to tell Travis Kelce he's a wuss to his face?
He's like code switching. It's like whenever he's around her, he's like, yes, Taylor. Come on, man.
Kyle, you hearing this?
If they've been together for 2 years and have never had a single argument, that is actually psychological.
It's definitely just not true.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
But I love the point you're making.
There's no way you can go 2 years and actually.
You can't
never
go 2 weeks
fight
without having an argument with someone you're with all the time. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's your girlfriend, if it's your boy, if it's your mom. Like, you're just going to get in an argument with somebody.
Wow.
Me and Ben get in 5 arguments every day on the show.
It's kind of our job.
Yeah. With all that said, Kansas City, it's December. You got to put them in the playoffs. So they're going to win this game. Minus 3.5. Thank you.
I'm taking the Kansas City, too.
You guys are actually doing that?
Yeah.
I'm the biggest Houston Texans fan ever on Sunday night.
Kyle, you burned me 3 times. You're not going to burn me a 4th.
No, that's my logic right there. That's something that I would say.
You
guys are crazy.
This is how I'm going to treat Patrick Mahomes the rest of his career until he's actually dead.
What? Just bet on him every week? That's what you're going to do?
If I did that the rest of his career, I bet you I'd be profitable.
You wouldn't be this season, that's for sure.
Correct.
Here's the thing. They're 4-1-1 against the spread at home. they've actually been a pretty good team at home this season.
Oh, so I just picked them the wrong week then a couple weeks ago. Nice.
Yes. Until Patrick Mahomes is actually dead. Like, we could be at his funeral. That potentially is what this is, because if they lose this game, they are done. And until that casket is actually 6-7. Okay. Until that casket is actually put on the ground, 6 feet under, and dirt is buried on top of it, I still believe Patrick Mahomes is going to win multiple playoff games. That's just the way his careers went. He's never not played in the AFC Championship. Ironically, I think you and I both agree that the Bills are the team to beat out in the AFC. And their odds...
You get great value at it.
Great value. Ironically, if I'm the Bills, these are the two teams I want to see the least. I'm not all that afraid of the Patriots, despite the fact that they lost to them. I'm still horrified of Patrick Mahomes, and I'm still horrified, not even if I'm the Bills, if I'm just any team in the AFC. I don't want to run into that Houston Texans defense ever. I don't care that C.J. Stroud is not having a great season. I don't want to deal with that pass rush if I'm Josh Allen, if I'm Daniel Jones, if I'm anybody. So luckily for everyone else in the AFC, one of these teams is going to knock the other out of playoff contention this week, because these are two teams that I just don't want to see them. That's where I'm at.
Okay.
All right, one more game left. Monday Night Football. John already has 5 picks. 6 picks. Oh, no. He's really gunning for this thing. Kyle has 4 picks. I have 4 picks, which means there's a chance we're all playing this one. Eagles 2.5-point favorites on the road, out west, in the Dome, named SoFi, going up against those Los Angeles Chargers.
I'm
John,
intrigued.
I'll start with you.
I was about to say, I'm intrigued by what you guys are going to do here because I'm out.
Kyle?
Oh, so you just know that we're in?
You have to be, right, with 4 picks each?
Yeah. What if we disagreed, though? I mean, we kind of changed the rules when you were gone. You know,
Maybe you did. I don't know.
What if we were just like, we're only picking 4 this week?
Actually, Kyle and I don't have to pick anymore. We're just going to see if you can catch up to us.
That would be terrible.
No,
I would probably have no chance still.
I am all in on the Eagles minus 2.5 here. Give me Philly by 3 on the road. Justin Herbert broke his left hand and is just going to play on it this week, it sounds like. Obviously, it's not his throwing hand, but still, this Chargers team is just kind of a mess. They seem to be the team that everybody would want to play in round 1 of the playoffs in the AFC. And at some point, I think they're going to kind of fall into the Houston Texans contention of like, oh, man, we might not actually make the playoffs. So I think that kind of starts right now. Give me Philly minus 3.
Second head-to-head matchup for Kyle and I this week.
Wow.
You're taking the Chargers.
Have you watched Philly the last month?
So they've
been bad.
They've been bad, and yet they beat the Packers and the Lions in the same month you're talking about.
And in this month, they are averaging 15.5 points a game.
And it can get them wins.
And it can get them wins. But last week, how do you explain the fact that their defensive line just got bullied?
Black Friday, odd game, that's all I'm saying.
Bullied by this Bears front. Tush Push hasn't been as successful as lately. I do think Herbert's going to get sacked a few times in this game. Like, that is just something that is inevitably going to happen. But again, it's a home dog. That's been the theme of this week. I want to rock with the home dogs and see what happens. The money's all over Philly. Kyle's the part of the public this week. I think people are kind of overreacting to the Herbert surgery thing. He wouldn't be out there if he couldn't play. And it's his non-throwing hand.
Right.
I don't really know how this is going to affect him. I don't think it's going to be as big of a deal as people are making it out to be. They're going to lean on the run. Maybe Philly's vulnerable against that run right now with what the Bears did to them. Harbaugh covers 61% of the spreads as an underdog in his NFL career. So I will be rocking with the Chargers this week.
Okay.
Wow, head-to-head. It's going to be Mike Wazowski at that game, too. It's going to be fun.
What?
Monsters, Inc. game.
Is it actually?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought for Monday night, well, kids are up at 8 o'clock on Monday nights of school night. I thought they did the Monsters, Inc. and Toy Story games for the London morning games.
Yeah, they did. They did also
What about the slime game
that's
in the
Nickelodeon.
playoffs?
That's a playoff game,
That's
isn't it?
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
The MVP.
Mitchell
Yeah.
Trubisky, the first ever MVP. They lost.
Because kids are awesome.
No, it wasn't even the kids. It was adults that rigged. They were they all were the ones voting for it as a meme. So
That's
funny.
so good.
Hey, it was going to be back in person this week, by the way, guys. We haven't done spread picks in person in a month.
I know. And you guys didn't want me on the show last week. It was good to be back this week.
Yep, we appreciate it.
All right, we'll post those later on tonight. Man, that was a long segment. What did we go there? 35 minutes?
Not quite that long, but yes, pretty long.
All right. When we come back, we'll do our 2 traditions to close out every show. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, live right here on 100.9 The Mid.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
I'm Sarah Stockford, host of 100.9 The Mid's Success Suite, a podcast highlighting the most inspiring female leaders across the Great Lakes Bay region. This month, we spoke with Sharon Mortensen, President and CEO of the Midland Area Community Foundation.
Well, a couple things I'll mention. One I'm really proud of is the work we've done on post-secondary education, because when we think about what really transforms an individual's life, it's education. That makes such a difference in the ability to be able to have a livable wage, to be able to contribute to your community, to be able to give back. So the work that we've done in the post-secondary space, because we give out a lot of scholarships, but when I got there, I went, it seems like we're just a processor of scholarships. I want to be a promoter of education.
Listen to the full episode on YouTube at 100.9 The Mid. Subscribe and hit the notification button to be alerted when new episodes drop. That's Success Suite with Sarah Stockford.
Leaky gutters?
No problem.
Shabby shingles?
We got this.
Remodeling?
Yup, that too.
Call Bresky Siding and Building Repair, your roof, gutter, and remodeling experts.
Any job, anywhere. Bresky can do it all.
Call me, Derek Bresky, at Bresky Siding and Building Repair today for all your roofing and gutter needs.
Call my dad, 989-529-8167.
For 100 years, Forward Energy has been more than just a home heat and fuel provider. We've been a part of your community, and you've been a part of our family through every storm, every season, and every moment. We've been right here, keeping you warm and safe. As your hometown energy provider, we deliver more than just propane. We deliver peace of mind with reliable service, quality you can count on, and a commitment to always being there when you need us most. Forward Energy, 100 years strong, fueled by family, powered by community.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Ace Hardware and Sports in downtown Midland has some extra savings for rewards members this month. The leaves are falling down. Make the cleanup easier on yourself. Save $20 instantly on select Craftsman V20 brushless outdoor power equipment kits. Select Milwaukee Power Tools, buy one, get one free, including the brushless drill and impact driver kit. And a steal of a deal on an Ace gift card. Free $10 gift card when you buy a $50 gift card.
Is your business protected, connected, and running at full speed? At IronStack Technology, they provide rock-solid IT solutions, cybersecurity, and support tailored for small and mid-sized businesses. From managed services to cloud migration and 24/7 monitoring, they've got your back so you can focus on what matters most, growing your business. Visit IronStackTechnology.com today and build your IT on a foundation of strength. IronStack Technology, IT that works as hard as you do.
The Michigan Baseball Foundation is more than just baseball. It's a driver of economic growth and community. Operating one of the nation's top minor league stadiums, MBF supports job creation and regional development. Through creative partnerships and charitable giving, MBF has helped bring projects like Dow Diamond, the East End Development, Fairfield Inn and Suites, the Plaza, and the Dow Bay Area Family YMCA to life, generating over $23 million annually in economic impact. Every Great Lakes Lens ticket supports these efforts. Learn more at MichiganBaseballFoundation.org.
The doctors at Midland Eye Care want you to know a comprehensive eye exam is the only way to protect and detect vision-related disease. It goes beyond improved vision from glasses or contact lenses. Many common eye diseases such as glaucoma, diabetic eye disease, and age-related macular degeneration often have no warning signs. A dilated eye exam is the only way to detect these diseases in their early stages. This message brought to you by Midland Eye Care, your vision source on Eastman Road in Midland, on Cedar and Gladwin, and now on East Washington in Freeland.
I'm Ben Bosscher, and here's what I think. I think the Pistons are real contenders to win the Eastern Conference if they make a trade and are going to be the third 60-win team in franchise history. I think the inevitable collision between Dusty May, Tom Izzo, Michigan, and Michigan State is going to be one of the most epic clashes we see in college basketball all season long. I think if the Tigers decide to trade Tarek Skubal, I'm not going to be a fan of them anymore. And I think if you agree or disagree with anything I just said, you should tune into the Ben Bosscher Show weekdays from 9 to noon on 100.9 The Mid.
From the hometown heroes to the college legends to the pros on Sunday, 100.9 The Mitt is your home for wall-to-wall play-by-play coverage. High school football, basketball, and hockey.
Region champions for the first time in school history.
Michigan State football and basketball.
Touchdown, MSU!
The NFL, Thursday, Sunday, and Monday night primetime games. And don't think we forgot about your hometown team. The Great Lakes Loons.
That ball's over and out of here.
100.9 The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
989-837-6125. Welcome back in. It's the Ben Bosscher Show. We just wrapped up our spread picks. We've got two traditions to close out every show. The first of those is our Lock of the Day.
Lock of the Day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. You lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
CeeDee Lamb's finding the end zone tonight.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just going to happen.
See, this is kind of a main reason why I didn't want to put it in the SGP.
Really?
Can't double down.
Yeah, I didn't want to double down.
You know.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. I'd just be shocked if he didn't find the end zone tonight. He kills the Lions. He's shockingly only has one in the 3 games he's played against the Lions, but it's the yards. He murders us there. No Terrion Arnold tonight. No Kirby Joseph. I just expect CeeDee Lamb to feast, and I can just envision him doing the gritty in the end zone or doing some sort of celebration. I actually had a dream about it last night. It was more like a dream. It was a nightmare. It was a nightmare.
Okay, I'm going to fade this today for a few reasons. One, because I have CeeDee Lamb in fantasy, so I can't root for this to happen and tail it, you know? So it's like if I fade it and it happens and it's whatever, and it's against the Lions. So I'm fading this. Plus 120, though, by the way, for CeeDee Lamb to score.
I think that's pretty good value.
Yeah, it is.
Yesterday did not hit.
No. Still looking for the first win of the week, just down 2 units in the month of December, so this would be a good way to get back.
Yeah, because Tuesday didn't count, voided because Zion didn't play.
Yep. And then Tobias Harris did not score enough points on Monday.
No, he did not. So looking to bounce back today, unfortunately got a bet kind of against the Lions, but just a player prop on the Cowboys because I just have a hard time envisioning the Lions secondary stop this Cowboys passing attack. All right, that is our Lock of the Day.
Lock of the Day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. You lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
All right, what are we guessing for Collins Open? Not a whole lot happened yesterday, so I'm going to go with the Cowboys.
Whoa,
I'm gonna go with,
whoa. What are we doing here?
Is it your turn?
You're just jumping out in front of this here.
It's your turn?
This is crazy. Yes, it is my turn to go first.
Oh.
The score is 33-28. Nobody got any points yesterday. He did a college football playoff thing. Oh, Ben, you just messed everything up here. Because now I'm like, is it kind of messed up if I take Cowboys, you know?
No, you can do whatever you want.
I'm still going to go with Ole Miss, Lane Kiffin, Ole Miss, LSU stuff. With this new news of the AD of Ole Miss coming out, it's a little bit more drama going on. I'll lead with that.
Okay.
You can take Cowboys.
Actually, I'm going to zag.
Okay.
I'm going to go Giannis. Giannis trade.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah. We just got a report he's going to be out for 2 to 4 weeks with the right calf strain. Is he going to be on a new team by the time he comes back?
Yeah.
You think so?
No, I'm just saying, this is a good lead.
That's my prediction.
I definitely just kind of forgot about that happening.
All right, before we go, can we do some score predictions for tonight's game?
Sure.
I am going to go 31-24 Cowboys.
That sucks.
It really does. I hope I'm wrong.
I am going to go 34-24 Lions.
34-24 Lions. Okay.
I by the way, John's been on the screen this entire segment, which I think is hilarious.
He's just poking his head into the screen.
He's just in here.
Not that.
So what's his score prediction? He might as well pop
What's your score prediction,
since
John?
He's been on screen the whole time.
For the game tonight.
For what, he says.
35-31 Cowboys.
Turn your mic on and say it.
Yeah. guys are making me do more work. Cowboys 35, Lions 31. How about that?
He's just been sitting in the middle of the screen this whole segment.
You put me on?
You've been on the whole time.
Hopefully
You're hilarious.
He wasn't picking his nose.
I'm about to say, I might have been like...
No, it would have been funny.
Classic.
All right. Appreciate everyone for tuning in today. Hopefully I didn't kill the vibe too much. I'm going to be surprised if the Lions win today. It'll be a happy surprise, and I'll be happy to do a Victory Friday show, and then we can start talking about the playoffs again tomorrow. But I think it's more likely we're playing funeral music. I really do. I hope I'm wrong, though. All right, so if you guys did enjoy the show today, hop on YouTube, hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Loved seeing that count go up over the past couple of weeks. Hopefully it continues to grow because we're trying to make this one of the best and biggest Michigan sports shows that exist here in this great state where there's so many teams to cover. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, just search 100.9 The Mitt or The Ben Bosscher Show. Facebook, stay up to date on all the latest news. You're not going to miss out on anything if you're following our Facebook page. You'll be in the loop on everything that's happening with every team that you love, whether that's Lions, Pistons, Michigan State, football, basketball, Red Wings, Tigers, all of it. Stay up to date there. Exclusive video content on the Instagram, on the TikTok. So give us a follow there. Appreciate everyone for listening today. Look, let's just all throw the negative stuff out the window. Ironic coming from me, but I'm just going to be a fan for the last 7 seconds of this show. Go Lions, man.